Jets Nation, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. Today is a great day to be a freaking New York Jets fan. He fires it over the middle, touchdown! Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets tie the football game! Ah! It's a toss to Breece Hall. Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose. Breece Hall's gone. Breece Hall is gone. He walks into the end zone. That's a Jets touchdown. Sauce Gardner's there for the game winner. That's New York Jets. New Aaron Rodgers style of football right there. Breaking news. The New York Jets got him. Aaron Rodgers is officially a member of the New York Jets. The vibe amongst his fan base is just a really awesome thing to watch our fans have a reason to be excited. This Jets team is ready to take flight this year.
We're going to show the world today what Jets football is about. Let's go. All we need is us. All we need.
I got high expectations for them, and you should too. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go Jets. Jets. Jets, let's go! Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? We are back with episode number 2 of the Jets Media Podcast. And guess what today is? Game day.
Game day, baby.
Let's go.
How excited are you, my friend?
We made it, man. We made it. Welcome to the show, everybody. We just got through the first week of the NFL season, but it's not over just yet because we got the New York Jets kicking off against the damn Buffalo Bills tonight on Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers' Jets debut. We got a huge show in store, guys. We're going to be live here until 11 a.m., whether you're watching it live on YouTube or you're watching it after the fact on your podcast setup. It is a beautiful morning. Let's get straight into business. Shout out to everybody tuning into the chat. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button on your way in. Jack, how excited are you to hear this tonight?
I mean, I think it's going to be the biggest and loudest and greatest JETS Jets chant that we've ever heard. Certainly that we've ever been a part of in the actual live game setting. Because we will be at MetLife Stadium later, for anybody that doesn't already know. We're doing this live stream a little earlier than the usual scheduled 10 to 1 time because we are going to New Jersey in a few hours, everybody.
Woo.
Couldn't be more excited. It's, the buildup of this offseason has been one of the coolest, times of my life as a Jets fan, if not the coolest, probably the coolest. And, the fact that it's all coming to fruition.
Finally. Tonight.
12 hours, baby. Here we are at 8:04 a.m. 12 hours from now, we will be ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers making his New York Jets regular season debut. What the hell is going on, man? How is this our life? How did we get here?
I'm so excited, man. I am so freaking excited. And a little update, if you guys don't know what the plan is for today. It's the AFC East Roundtable event. So I'm going to be live from the tailgate with TD Finstock, Dan Mitchell, and Master at Work in person starting at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the AFC East Roundtable YouTube channel. It's going to be an insane show. So make sure you guys tune into that live show. It's going to be a great time. Jack and I will both be in attendance tonight. You know the business. So if anybody's wondering how come I'm not live during the game, the reason is because I'm at the game. So but that's okay. You guys appreciate that, I'm sure. But we got the first super chat of the live stream already coming in from Boba Jet. Pedro, baby. Round of applause and a JETS Jets for my man Boba Jet. Richie, we made it. Couldn't have done it without you all these months. We need this W tonight. May the force be with us. Let's go Jets. May the force be with us indeed. We need Master Yoda to come through and just to bless us with this beautiful force. Right, Jack?
Could we have asked for a better super chat to start the day, man? I mean, a little Star Wars reference, thanking our boy Richie, sending positive vibes for a Jets W. Let's go Jets. Appreciate it, Boba Jet, Pedro. And thank you guys so much for the support on the Jets Media Podcast, episode 2, baby. Game day edition.
Game day edition. Woo-hoo. And remember, usual schedule is going to be starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time every Monday. But today, since it's game day and Jack and I have to go to the stadium a little earlier, we're waking up extra early today at 8 a.m. But folks, if you're just tuning into the show, guys, please do us a gigantic favor by simply hitting that like button on your way into the show, guys. We only have 23 likes. Let's get it up there, baby. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, and everybody tuning in on the podcast setup in the audio form. We appreciate you guys listening in, and we appreciate everybody tuning in as well. So let's get straight into business, Jack. It's game day. It's absolutely game day, and I feel like today is the day where we finally get to see what these New York Jets are all about. And guys, don't forget, we do have some special guests lined up as well, so stay tuned for that. Now, I think that tonight's pressure is going to be through the damn roof when it comes to these New York Jets. What do you expect from the overall feeling of the pressure, not only from, the whole team, but like the fan base? I feel like the fan base is feeling this pressure too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm extremely excited for this game. I'm extremely excited for this season. But I think my nervousness overcomes my excitement for sure. I mean, there's so much riding on this year, so much riding on this game. I mean, every division game matters when, especially when the division is going to be, a very tough, closely fought division that we expect it to be this year. I mean, the Dolphins won yesterday. This is a big test going up against a very, very good Buffalo Bills team. We got the advantage of playing at home, which is going to be, beautiful. But it's going to be a tough one, man. The Jets are going to go out here and get the win. But it's going to be a tough game, and it's not going to be easy. And, I think there's many paths to victory, but it is certainly not going to be an easy road, and it's going to be a tough-fought battle, man. And I'm excited to watch a gritty AFC East matchup. But, yeah, every division game matters. Every game matters when you only have 17 games in your regular season. So it's important for us to get off to a hot start and, make a statement within the division. Obviously, Miami got the W yesterday. The Patriots took an L yesterday. Either the Jets or Bills is coming away with a win. I don't expect a tie tonight. That's one thing I definitely don't expect. So
let's hope not.
We'll get to see how this division shakes out after week 1. And by the way, guys, if we do win tonight, we go to first place in the division ahead of Miami because we get the division dub over Buffalo. So it is a crazy game with crazy implications already. And it might be crazy to say this, guys, but I think it's a must-win. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but a division game against the Buffalo Bills, who we expect to be competing with for a playoff spot, it's a must-win for the New York Jets and for the Buffalo Bills. So couldn't be more excited, but also very, very nervous. So we'll see how it goes.
Now, this has so many implications, and just because it's week 1, I feel like the must-win factor does definitely make sense just from the perspective of the Jets want to win not only in this division and make the wild card push, but want to win the AFC East, you got to win this freaking game. The Patriots going down to the Eagles, the Dolphins, and we're going to get into what happened across the AFC East and the entire NFL later in the show, but there's a lot that happened in the NFL. And with the Dolphins at 1-0, if the Jets want to finish off week number 1 in first place in the AFC East to send a message to the rest of the division that the Jets will stay there for the remainder of the season, now's the time to do it. The Buffalo Bills are the team to dethrone. The Buffalo Bills are the team that has been winning this division for the past 3 years. So it's all about these New York Jets to really get things going. So, folks, we have a special guest tuning into the show, guys. We're going to bring him in right away, baby. This special guest is coming in 10 minutes into the show. So,
love it.
With that being said, let's get our first guest in the building, who is going to be our guy, Boy Green. Now, Boy Green we're going to wait for him to join. He's going to be tuning in very soon, but as we're waiting for him, we got a super chat from Mr. 85, Worldwide Early Check-It. Are Jets fans looking for a high-flying 25-34 over 200 yards passing, or are we settled with the previous program run pound? Well, first of all, Mr. 85, you get a round of applause.
And a JETS.
And a
Jets,
Jets. So thank you so much for that. Jack, what do you expect? What do you think of that super chat?
Listen, man, first of all, appreciate the super chat. As always, Mr. 85, thank you for the support. But yeah, man, I think this can go either way. I mean, I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, and I apologize for that. But it's super hard to predict, man. I think if you look at the battles between the Jets and the Bills last year, they were on the, lower scoring end of the spectrum. But, we didn't have an offense that could move the ball down the field and score points. And now, at least in theory, we do. So I'm going to go with a high-flying, over 200 yards passing, high-scoring game, although it could very well be, a low-scoring defensive battle, especially if the weather is anything like it was last night at MetLife Stadium. I think we can expect a lot of ground and pound from the Jets. Regardless, though, Jets are getting the W. So thank you, Mr. 85, for that donation. We really appreciate it. Starting out the podcast strong today with a couple solid donations. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it big time.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. Now, I do think that he brings up a good point where it could be just a gritty game on the ground, sloppy on both ends. And that's a big takeaway I had from week 1 across the league. It was sloppy. I mean, that 1 o'clock slate was a sloppy one. And I feel like this is something where the Jets need to just be on their P's and Q's and don't have self-inflicting wounds. Don't turn the ball over. Don't fumble. And just play within themselves and run the damn ball. I like the game plan of running the ball. I really, really do.
I got no issues with that.
We got another big super chat from NYJ Nick. Another round of applause and a JETS for my man Nick. Came from Cali, and I'm sitting here in my Airbnb in Jersey City like a wild animal, dying to be. Let's go, so I can just get to the AFC East event already. Let's go, Nick. We will see you tonight.
Let's go, baby. See you there, buddy. Appreciate that.
Let's go, Nick.
Man, we're getting closer and closer, everybody. And as the minutes go by, the nerves increase. I can't imagine how, Robert Saleh feels right now. And when we're here freaking out, what is Robert Saleh feeling like this morning? Is he running stairs already? Is he doing a million push-ups? He's
been up since 3 a.m. or something.
For sure.
I mean, what do you think Rodgers is up to? My guess, he's meditating, getting ready, baby.
Meditating, searching for UFOs, doing something. But he's getting ready to sling it tonight. That's what he's doing.
I know, man. We're gonna get deeper into the Aaron Rodgers Jets debut as the show progresses. We're really excited to be live from the Jets media studio, guys. It's finally come together. We finally got the sign up above us. We got the little setup, the little knickknacks behind us. This is going to be keeping building as the weeks progress, and it's really cool, man. This is the second episode with my man Jack in the Jets Media Podcast. We're really excited to launch this official podcast. Very fortunate to have my buddy Jack with me as the co-host, and it's going to be a lot of freaking fun, man.
I'm very fortunate to be here, and guys, make sure you go check us out on Apple Podcasts, wherever you can listen to podcasts, not just here on YouTube, but if you want to listen to the audio, lock that phone screen while you're out, for a jog or something like that, and you still want to listen to us, feel free to do that. Go ahead and rate us, support us. We really, really appreciate it. And, it's a blast launching this new show, getting to co-host with you, Rich, and getting to chat with all of you lovely, lovely people, and getting to talk about this team that we all love so freaking much, this team that is taking the field for the first time in the 2023 regular season in just 12 hours from now, man. I cannot believe it. This is the craziest offseason of any of our Jets fandom lives, of our Jets fan careers, of our lives as Jets fans. This has been the craziest offseason by far and away. And, here it is, all coming to fruition tonight, hopefully in epic fashion. Hopefully nothing like the way the other New York football team looked last night.
100%.
Wow. That was rough.
Oh, my God. We're going to get into that, too. Mr. McMoney, Jets spraying Febreze in stinky MetLife G-Men. Thank you, Mr. McMoney, for the $2 super chat. We appreciate that. All right, let's see if our guest is behind stage. Still not there. We're still waiting for my man, Boy Green, to pull up. Hold on. Let me generate a new link for my guy. We're going to generate a new link for my man, Paul. We're going to get him in.
We're getting him in here, boys and girls. Don't you worry. We got a guest lined up, and then we may or may not have another guest lined up. We're taking some callers. We're talking Jets Bills in detail, talking all the matchups. We're even going to talk a little NFL football since we got a full slate of Sunday games yesterday. Man, life is good to be a football fan, and especially a New York Jets fan right now, man.
Oh, I think we
Beautiful.
got him.
Oh, we got him.
We got him. Boy Green.
What's poppin'?
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
What's up,
How
Paul?
you doing, brother?
Thanks for the invite. That
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, technical difficulties right out of the gate. That's not what we like. Oh, no. We lost him already.
Game day technical difficulties, folks. That's it's all part of this podcasting world. Oh, here
He's
we
back.
go.
Paul, we lost you.
That's
There he
weird.
is.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there, but okay, this is my first time using whatever this is.
Yeah, we're using all this new software, so hopefully you stay with us, Paul. But today's game day, bro. Game day. We had a game tonight. How do you feel? That's how he feels.
He is not feeling too confident, apparently, folks. Listen,
Well,
guys, this is all. There's a learning curve to all this stuff, so we appreciate you bearing with us while we figure this out.
damn, man. I thought Streamlabs would have my back, but it's cutting in and out, it seems to be. But it's all right. We're going to get Boy Green in here, no doubt about it. Right, Jack?
Absolutely, we're gonna figure this out, guys, as we always do. I mean, last week we had a couple audio issues. This week those are gone. Today we're having a couple issues in terms of getting the guests on the screen, and there's a learning curve. It's a one-time thing. Hopefully this won't continue to happen in the future. But the good thing is there's a ton to talk about this morning, a ton to break down. But we want to get some special guests in here, guys. It's always fun. The more the merrier is our philosophy as Jets fans. I want as many psychopaths out there rooting for this team as humanly possible. So we're going to try to get them on the screen.
Oh, yeah, baby. You know the vibes. So as we figure out some technical difficulties and try to get Paul on here because we want to hear his energy, you guys know Paul. He brings the damn energy. So let's get into an interesting topic that I want to get into, Jack, before we get our guy, Boy Green, back in the building. Now, I want to get into the Jets secondary. I think the Jets secondary expectations is through the damn roof. I think that, with Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed and Michael Carter the second year together, throw in Jordan Whitehead as well. That's the second year. The only addition in terms of a new starter is going to be Tony Adams. So what's your expectations from the secondary as a whole?
I think the Jets secondary is, one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. Sauce Gardner is the best cornerback in football. I will stand by that. DJ Reed is, right up there with him, man. He really is. I mean, the numbers don't lie. While he doesn't have, the flashy name or personality that Sauce Gardner brings to the table, he is incredible. I mean, his, what he was able to do out there last year, locking down the other side of the field opposite Sauce, was nothing short of fantastic. Michael Carter II, man, has improved every year that he's been in the league. He's become a very more than capable, slot cornerback, nickel guy, whatever you want to call him. Jordan Whitehead is probably the least exciting name out of any of these starters that we're going to be talking about, but he's got that veteran presence, still a solid player. And Tony Adams, man. Tony Adams has quickly become one of my favorite players on the team. If you listen to this guy answer questions and talk about, what he's done to become the starter and how he, listens to his coaches and takes their advice and, implements it into his own game, he is, absolutely one of my favorite new additions to the starters. And I think he's going to have a big year and, put himself out there on the map. And I think, the more I hear from this guy, the more I like him. So I'm very, very excited to see what Tony Adams is going to do with his opportunity to start. And, man, this Jets secondary, the depth as well, I mean, is solid across the board. I'm very excited to see what these guys are able to do. Will Sauce Gardner be able to, have as good of a year as he did last year? That's a difficult question to answer, guys, because, we cannot take for granted how truly incredible he was last year, not allowing a single touchdown, leading the league out of all cornerbacks in pass deflections. And, the reality is that it might be a tall order to expect him to be just as good this year as he was last year because of how freakishly good he was. So, this Jets secondary is poised for an incredible year, with the help of the linebackers and the defensive line. I think this whole defensive unit is really going to be even better than they were last year. And they were a top 5 unit in football last year. I think they were 4th overall in team defense. So if we're only going up from there, man, give me top 3, give me top 2, give me top 1. Woo. New York Jets defense, best in football? I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think, man?
Hey, man, DJ Reed compared him potentially to the 85 Bears and the Legion of Boom. I know that's a really tall task, and we like to not see them talk too much before they play, but I think the Jets will, they're talking the talk. Now it's time for them to walk the walk. But I do think that this Jets secondary is ready to take their game to another level. I think with their first year together, for them to be able to do what they did is so impressive. I really think that, it takes some time. If you remember early in the season last year, it took time for the secondary to get on the same page communication-wise. There were some, miscommunications in the back end against the Bengals, against the Browns, giving up some touchdowns just because, the safeties and the corners weren't aligned. And that was because it's their first time ever playing together. And now they're in year 2 in the system together. Year 3 from Michael Carter II. You add in Tony Adams, who Jack broke down beautifully, who I think is, he's a breakout candidate 110% in my eyes. Tony Adams feels like our secret weapon in a way where nobody knows about him but Jets fans. And I'm really excited to see what this man does for the New York Jets because he brings so much juice and so much youth and a fun story that Jets fans love. A young drafted free agent that you get out of the draft that is an underdog, fights his way to become a starter, and that's what Tony Adams is bringing to the table. So shout out Tony Adams. Cannot wait to see what you do in your year 2 debut. Now we got another super chat from my man David D. Can't wait to see Rodgers run out of the tunnel. Thank you, David. Round of applause for you, and absolutely cannot have said it better myself. When Aaron Rodgers walks out or sprints out or gallops out or glides out or floats out of the tunnel,
levitates, whatever.
He's going to be...
whatever method he uses to get out of that tunnel.
The crowd, it's going to be max volume. Everybody lower your volume, but this is what it's going to be.
Man, I don't think we've ever experienced any sort of, stadium atmosphere like we're hopefully about to experience tonight. This is going to have playoff energy. And I know we say that a lot. But guys, we really, I've never been to a Jets playoff game. I don't know what playoff energy really feels like, but I think tonight is the closest that, I'll get so far. Obviously later this year in January when we're actually in the playoffs and I'm there next to my brother Richie in premium seats, I might add. Because me and Richie have talked about this. We're willing to spend some money to be at a home Jets playoff game. But yeah, man, the atmosphere tonight is going to be absolutely, otherworldly. And I just think it's something that us Jets fans are not used to. And especially after the absolute stinker that the New York Giants put on display last night. I think that, the energy, for us Jets fans is going to be absolutely through the roof.
Yeah, the stinker that the Giants put up was, I still smell that stinkiness from that Giants game. Oh my gosh.
Brutal.
And what's I was looking at thinking of? We got the Cowboys next week.
I know.
I know we got to get through the Bills first and hopefully, come out on top and then turn the page and focus on Dallas, but it's hard to not watch that beatdown and not think that, oh my God, we're going to Dallas for their home opener in a hostile environment. But again, we can't talk about that until we get through the damn Buffalo Bills, which is going to be the focus of today's show.
And, I don't know about you guys, but maybe I'll have to eat these words. Hopefully not. Hopefully the Jets will have my back and we'll get this W. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I'm not that scared of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, baby.
I'm really not. We split them last year. I think the biggest matchup issue, they're lucky they have Josh Allen, for sure. Who's, a tough mofo to bring down. You know, he's a big dude, you know, a massive guy for the quarterback position. Tough to tackle. That's been his MO since he's been in the league. And you know, but I think the problems that the Bills have had with their offensive line, I think a matchup nightmare could be you know, our defensive line going up against the Bills' offensive line. And when I say matchup nightmare, I mean for the Buffalo Bills, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I think this Jets defensive line is about to absolutely get after Josh Allen tonight. You know what I want to see from this defense, Rich? An improvement I would like to see this year. I mean, we saw the Cowboys do it over and over last night. They've led the league in it the past couple of years. We need to start getting consistent takeaways. Can we take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands? Can we intercept it? Can we force a fumble? Can we get the ball out of the Bills' hands and into our hands in, you know, sick field position? Can this defense put our offense in position to score easy points? Or can this defense score themselves? If we can get a defensive or special teams score, we are winning the game. We can still win the game without that. But if this defense can take the ball away from the Bills' offense, man, the sky's the limit.
100%.
Takeaways.
That's the next level of this Jets defense as a whole. That's the next level for Sauce Gardner individually. I mean, you talk about this Jets defense, what they did so good last year. The first half, they were taking the ball away. The second half, they were not. And that's going to be, if the Jets want to become the Legion of Boom, or if they really want to become one of those historic defenses this year, they not only have to prevent teams from scoring, but they got to set up our offense for good opportunities to score points. And that's getting takeaways, giving our offense excellent field position. How about a pick six? How about a fumble six? How about a strip sack and you scoop it up and you score a damn touchdown? Because that's something that this Jets defense needs to tap into, and I think that they're going to be humming right out of the gate. I honestly think this is going to be one of those unfortunate sloppy games, I feel like, from both sides. Offensively, I think it's going to be more of a defensive battle. I don't really see it being a shootout like we saw with the Dolphins and the Chargers. I think it's going to be more of a low-scoring defensive gauntlet where there's going to be some sloppiness on both ends. And I honestly think that Jets fans, unfortunately, need to realize that this offense for the Jets is not going to be humming immediately. There's going to be some issues. There's going to be some miscommunications. There's going to be some 3-and-outs. There's going to be some things, but there's also going to be some flashes. I'm not saying we're going to have a terrible day offensively, but we can't predict and expect this Jets offense to go out there tonight and all of a sudden put up 450 yards of total offense. I mean, it's possible, but at least I'm not expecting that. I think the Jets got to rely on the ground, and if there's no ground game, there's no running the football, then there's no play actions, there's no shots down the field. So the Jets got to be efficient, no pre-snap penalties, no false starts, none of those things. If it does happen once, don't let it replicate, don't let it spiral down. And more importantly, the offensive line's got to protect Aaron Rodgers because, you know, that's what it's all about. Rodgers got to get rid of the ball quick, and it's up to the offensive line to protect, and it's up for the wide receivers to get open. And I think that, you know, we're not worried about the Jets defense going up against the Bills offense because I feel like they will get enough stops to help us win the game, right? Josh Allen's going to make plays. He's going to have a big-time explosive touchdown run or a touchdown throw at least multiple times, but it's up to the Jets defense at least a couple times that I think they're going to get a clutch stop. They're going to get that third down sack, and it's going to set up this offense to go make a play. So I think this game is more on this Jets offense than it is this defense because I really have a lot of confidence in the defense, whereas the offense, it's going to be a learning curve.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And first things first, I will say I'm glad you mentioned the run game. Absolutely, establishing the run is going to be the most important key to this offense's success. The run opens up the play action. It opens up the deep passing game downfield. It opens up the entire playbook, keeping the defense honest, making them respect our ability to run the football is going to be paramount, is going to be crucial. And yeah, man, I think that, you know, if this run is established, we can get Dalvin Cook going. We can get Breece Hall going. My guess is we'll see a little bit of Michael Carter as well. I think Breece Hall is still going to be a little bit limited. You know, as we're here very early into the season, but absolutely, man, establish that run game, and you know the sky is the limit for this offense, man. But make the defense respect the run, and all of a sudden they're stacking the box to stop, you know, Breece and Dalvin Cook and Michael Carter, and all of a sudden that leaves, you know, Garrett Wilson one-on-one, you know, deep downfield, and that is the situation we want, right? We want Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball to Garrett Wilson one-on-one, where all Garrett has to do is just go up and get it and beat one guy, which we know has the ability to do. We've seen it before, and we expect to see it a whole lot this year. So establish the run game, Keep the defense honest. We have running backs out the butt, guys. I don't know how else to say it. Let's get all these guys involved. Let's make Aaron Rodgers' life easy. And that brings me to another point that you just mentioned, kind of is more pressure on the offense or defense. Obviously, everybody's first answer, excuse me, would be the Jets offense, right? I'm going to take a different stance here. I think that the offense was so pathetic during some points of last year with the inability to score points, the inability to move the ball downfield due to, lackluster quarterback play. I think that any improvement on offense is huge for this team because of how lackluster it was last year. So especially now that Aaron Rodgers is in town, I think, the first time we see an Aaron Rodgers touchdown pass, we're going to lose our freaking minds as if the world has just ended, right? Because we're, for the last few years, the offense has been crap. Whereas we are so confident in this defense to go out there and do the job and keep these games close for our offense to go out there and score points. I almost think more pressure is on the defense because the offense, all they have to do is just be an average NFL offense, and it would be leaps and bounds better than what we witnessed last year. But this defense, we're expecting to go out there and be, like I said, a top 3, top 2, top 1 unit in the league. I think, the pressure is really on this defense to keep this a close game, to allow the offense to go out there and, score points and keep us in it. But with the expectations for this defense to continue to be a top unit, I don't know if you can say that more pressure is on them, but, certainly there's a lot of pressure on this Jets defense, guys. They're going to have to go out there and ball out. Like I said, any offensive improvement is fantastic, but we cannot have a defensive regression. We are expecting offensive improvement and defense to at least maintain their top 5, status in the league. But, we're hoping that they get even better. So I think, there's just as much pressure on this defense, if not more, than there is on the Jets offense.
No, I agree. I think that there's so many high expectations for the Jets defense to meet, whereas the offense is an unknown. I think there's more hype around the offense because of the addition of Aaron Rodgers, and everything's brand new with Dalvin Cook and Brees coming back. That's kind of the hype, but the defense is where, that's our bread and butter. That's how we beat the Bills last year. That's how this team is going to go far, is with the defense. So I agree. I think that the pressure is more on the defense to really stay tuned, because if this Jets defense goes out there and lays up an egg and Josh Allen picks us apart, we got a big topic to talk about all week long, because the defense is really supposed to be the backbone, supposed to be the bread and butter of this entire team. And without the defense, I don't think that this Jets team can go far. And I think that that's the reason why there's so much high expectations. That's why people are picking the Jets to win the damn Super Bowl. That's why everybody is looking at the Jets as like, damn, we got a big time. Oh, we got a super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you, my man. We got a super chat from my man, Mr. 85. I think we need a minute to appreciate the fact that the New York Jets have finally been co-signed by the Wu-Tang Clan. This is a win for the state of New York.
Very true. Very true.
I love that, man. That intro or that hype video that the Jets came out with him narrating it and being like the focal point of the hype man, just really getting the core of the New York City in that hype video. Oof, that was beautiful, man.
Love it.
Mr. 85, we cannot thank you enough for the generous super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
So we're still waiting to get our guy Paul in the building. But guys, as we wait, please do us a gigantic favor. Simply hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. We got a damn football game tonight. And it's the New York Jets. If you want a Jets W, hit that like button right freaking now for your boys. Let's get it going. Let's go. This is the best way to help out the channel right now.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you all so much for all the support. And, once again, game day, Jets Media Podcast, Episode 2, Game Day Edition, first Game Day Edition podcast. And couldn't be happier to be here talking to you guys, talking to my brother Richie, and getting ready for what is going to be an amazing day, filled with, I love every aspect of opening day, the hype of driving to the stadium, seeing the stadium for the first time since last season, tailgating with, a bunch of fellow Jets fans, people that love and adore this team, eating good food, obviously the game itself, the stadium environment. And let me tell you guys, that feeling after a win, the outcome of the game really does determine the entire day, because there's nothing worse than driving home from MetLife Stadium back to New York through New York City traffic after a loss. So, we won't have to experience that tonight because the Jets are getting the W, everybody.
Jet It Out donated $2 through Super Chat. Thank you, man. We want all the smoke. Say that again. We want all the damn smoke. Jet It Out. Thank you for the $2 Super Chat, my friend. We do appreciate that big time. And I love that the fan base has so much confidence about our Jets. Doesn't that feel like new? Like there's always fear and like, yeah, but we have a upside, but there's always like, yeah, but this time the confidence is through the roof, and it makes sense because you look at the damn team. Rex Ryan said it himself on ESPN yesterday, and I agree with him. This is the most talented the New York Jets roster has ever been. Now it's up to them to really put it all together.
I mean, it's true, man. The roster is absolutely stacked. I mean, where is the weakness on this team? I mean, we even have a veteran punter and a veteran kicker. When's the last time the Jets were able to say that as well? I mean, how did this roster just became a legit NFL roster? Obviously not overnight. It's due to the hard work, of Joe Douglas and his staff. But, how did we go from, a glorified, high school team for years to, potentially the most, or at least one of the most complete rosters in all of the league? I mean, on paper, we'll see how the team, really looks tonight. But on paper, I mean, this Jets roster is as good as anyone's.
Chris, another $2 Super Chat. Thank you, my friend. Can't wait to drink Dan's tears for breakfast. Ooh, that's going to be glorious. I can't wait to meet Dan today for the first time. That's going to be really, really cool. I can't wait. I'm
excited for that as well, man. I'm excited to meet all the AFC East Roundtable boys, man. It's going to be a good-ass time.
It's going to be a beautiful time, actually. I mean, the Roundtable guys live show, by the way, is going to be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's already scheduled. Please, we need Jets fans in that chat. We need as many Jets fans as possible in that freaking chat, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. So please, make sure you guys tune in to that right there.
I'll be in the chat repping the Jets, and I'll be at the event, but I'll still be in the chat repping the Jets because we got to have some Jets love in the chat, man. We can't let TD take that chat over every time. We need to jetify that chat tonight. So make sure you guys set the reminder, 5:30 p.m. tonight, AFC East Roundtable, special live stream from MetLife Stadium. I'm so excited to be there just to watch it and just, be a part of it all. Can't imagine your excitement getting to meet your boys for the first time, do an in-person live stream. Big production crew is handling it. It's going to be awesome, guys. So make sure you set that reminder, 5:30 p.m. later on today. Live stream from MetLife Stadium, AFC East Roundtable live show, in-person live show, man. Big things are happening. Couldn't be happier. Couldn't be more excited for you, man.
It's going to be a big, big, big event. A lot of excitement. A lot of things are coming to this event. I got a lot of behind-the-scenes exciting things. The producer I'm hiring for this is going to be the same producer for Jets Media Day. Woo! It's going to be a great night tonight. But we got a big super chat from James. James, $50 super chat. Wow. It says message retracted. But if that did get sent in, thank you, James, for the $50. We appreciate
that, James.
But yeah, we appreciate it. Now, guys, I do have an update on something. We actually have one extra ticket available for Jets Media Day. And if anybody's interested, it's actually in the lower section with us. It's going to be seated right near Jack and myself. If you guys want to come through to Jets Media Day, shoot me an email down below because I have one ticket left, just one. It comes with an on-the-field pass, comes with an all-inclusive tailgate, comes with a lot of different things. So if you guys do want that ticket, let me know. Jimmy Casket, I get $50 if the Jets win.
I'm hoping that $50 makes its way to you, Jimmy.
Let's go. Shout out,
Jimmy. The Jets
Jimmy.
are getting that dub, baby.
I actually made a bet, guys, a parlay yesterday. That is all I need is Garrett Wilson to get 50 yards. 50 yards, or no, 60 yards tonight, and I win $450 because I had Olave 60 yards, Justin Jefferson 80 yards. Who else did I have? Zay Flowers 60 yards, and I had a fourth, and it's slipping by, but it'll come back to me. And then Garrett Wilson as well, and he's the missing piece. So they all hit yesterday. Now it's all up to our guy, Garrett Wilson, and I win some big money. And if he hits 40 yards, I have a bet with Dan. I'll get $100. So, yeah, Dan Mitchell thinks that, yeah, we're not going to get to that. But Kelly with the $10 super chat. Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly.
We appreciate you so much. Kelly says, can't believe the day we've all been waiting for is finally here. Glad Jack brought up nerves because I'm sure a lot of us fans are feeling that right now. Jet life is going to be electric.
Kelly, I couldn't agree with you more. The stadium, and I love how you referred to it as Jet Life Stadium, is going to be absolutely chaotic tonight, man. Electric is a fantastic word because, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what the environment is going to be like. We'll be in our seats, nice and early, an hour before kickoff. Fireman Ed is going to, be leading us all through the classic. I don't know about you guys, but I'll never get tired of hearing that. If you're a Dolphins fan, a Patriots fan, any other fan besides a Jets fan, my apologies to you. But I will never get tired of hearing that, man.
Never.
Jets, 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 till I die. And absolutely, Kelly, thank you for the donation. Tonight's atmosphere at MetLife Stadium, Jet Life Stadium, I should say, is going to be
Jet Life.
insane.
Shout out to Elena in the chat as well. Cannot wait for Jets Media Day. Shout out to you, Elena. Cannot wait to see you week 3. I know that you're hyped up. Let's go.
Let's go.
Elena was there last year, and she's coming back-to-back years.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. Love it.
We
Appreciate it.
got a great member of the AFC's Roundtable tuning in now with the $2 super chat, who is a Bills fan. I don't know if you want to get a JTS and applause, but you'll get an applause because you're sending some love, Andy. I appreciate it. But you're saying watching Jets' hopes and dreams fall. Amazing.
Well, they haven't fallen anywhere yet. And we'll see what happens tonight. Maybe we'll be watching your hopes and dreams fall, Andy. Let's find out.
He was very confident. He called into the Roundtable Wednesday night, and he was very confident in his Bills, as he should be.
His Bills that, lost to Zach Wilson last year.
Well, let's see if he loses to
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, baby. Let's go, Aaron. Hey, we got another big super chat from our guy, Drip Sports. Now that deserves a round of applause and a Jets. Jets.
Appreciate it, Drip.
Love the podcast, boys. I'm excited for tonight. And who do you guys think will be player of the game for the Jets? And I can't wait to see the Jets playoffs in January, though. Jets. Jets.
Well, thank you, man.
I think that the MVP tonight's going to be Garrett Wilson. How about you, Jack?
That's a good pick, man. That was definitely going to be my first pick as well. But if I'm not going to go Garrett Wilson, I'll go with the big man. I'll go with the man himself, Aaron Rodgers. Garrett Wilson is not going to be the only one to haul in a touchdown catch tonight. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw, you heard it here, 3 touchdown passes tonight.
Let's freaking get it.
And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be tonight's MVP.
Wow. You can't can't draw it up better than that, folks. You cannot draw it better up than that. So we do have one of the proud sponsors of the podcast. That is BetUS, guys. And I want to go into the lines today on BetUS, guys. If you do want to sign up for BetUS, I'm going to link the link in the chat. If you guys want to click that link, you will get a 125% sign-up bonus by simply clicking the link in the chat, and you will get, again, a 125% sign-up bonus when you make your initial deposit, which basically means you get free money right when you make an initial deposit. For example, you put $100 down, you'll get $225 total dollars to play with. This has been my go-to sports book, and I'll show you guys the bets that I placed on BetUS for tonight's game. Now, here are the lines presented by BetUS tonight, Jack. The Jets are home underdogs. 2.5-point underdogs. The money line is at plus 110. The over-under is at 45.5. If I'm someone, I'm taking the under on that. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. But, Jack, what are your thoughts of the Jets being 2.5-point underdogs at home?
I think it's fair, to be honest with you. I'm keeping it real with you guys. The Bills are only favored by a field goal, guys. I think that's fair. The Bills have won the division for the last 3 years. Obviously, the Jets have made massive improvements this offseason, but have yet to prove anything on the field. I mean, let's just keep it real. So, I think that's totally fair that the Jets are home underdogs. It's not like the Jets are, plus 10. It's plus 2.5. The Bills are just field goal favorites. So, when the Jets beat the Bills, they'll obviously beat the spread as well.
Yeah, they will.
And, maybe rip Jets plus 2.5. And,
Nah, rip the Jets money line. Plus 120 for the money line. We're going all in for the dub.
Love it.
Baby. But I did make a fun parlay on BetUS, Jack, and I wanted to get your thoughts of it. So
I'm excited.
This is the same game parlay I have on BetUS, $50 to win $300+. I have Garrett Wilson to at least have 1 touchdown. Garrett Wilson to have over 77 yards. Aaron Rodgers, 232 passing yards.
So far, all 3 of them are a yes for me.
And Garrett Wilson over 6.5 receptions.
Is it crazy to call it a lock? Can I call it a lock, ladies and gentlemen?
I mean,
I'm calling it a lock.
Let me know what your guys' thoughts of this parlay I made on BetUS. It's at plus 675, and they got a cool player prop, builder. If you guys want to build the same exact one that I'm doing, $50 is going to win me $387 if this hits.
Listen, I mean, there's 2 on here that I would be absolutely shocked if they did not hit, and 2 that I still think will hit, but I could, maybe see them not, depending on how the game goes, weather, what's going on, a lot of factors. I would be shocked if Garrett Wilson does not have a receiving touchdown tonight, and I will be shocked if he does not have at least 77 receiving yards. Now, he is so freaking good, he doesn't need, at least 6 receptions to get that 77 receiving yards and a touchdown. So if something does suss me out a little bit, maybe the 6 receptions, because, we got Allen Lazard, we got Randall Cobb, we got Mecole Hardman, we got Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall, we got tight ends for days. We got some players at the skill positions, guys. So it's not just going to be Garrett Wilson that's going to be getting the ball thrown his way. Rodgers, what's the over? Was that 232 that I saw?
Yes.
232 passing yards. Listen, again, that kind of, depends on how the game is going. Are we going to be grounding and pounding? What's the conditions on the field going to be like weather-wise? I would say over for that as well. But if I had to pick 2 that sussed me out, it would be those bottom 2. But I would be shocked if Garrett Wilson does not have a touchdown tonight, and shocked if he does not have at least 77 receiving yards.
I have so much money on Garrett Wilson just to get a damn touchdown. I just feel like it's inevitable. I put money on Garrett Wilson to be the first touchdown scorer of the Jets. I just feel like the first touchdown of the season is just going to be a Garrett Wilson touchdown. I just have that instinct.
It could be a little one-on-one fade in the corner of the end zone.
A little hand signal,
like we
right?
saw, a little nonverbal communication at the line of scrimmage, resulting in 6 points.
I mean,
come on, man.
You could sign me up.
What more can we ask for in this life, in this human life?
All we want is just W's, and I think that Garrett Wilson is going to prove to be a top receiver in the NFL tonight.
Oh,
8 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown for Garrett Wilson. Come on now.
That's a Jefferson stat line right there.
Calvin Ridley stat line. I think Garrett Wilson's on the same level as a Calvin Ridley.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, what are we talking about here? This is it. Aaron Rodgers is feeding the football. And by the way, the Jets are going to add another receiver by the deadline, most likely, I think. And we'll see, because without Corey Davis, the Jets obviously have the 2 undrafted free agents at the 5 and 6 spot. And then we got Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb and Hardman. So, this Jets receiver room, they got to get open. They got to get open. And I think also not only open, but they got to be on the same page with Rodgers, because
Absolutely.
if they're not, then things are going to go haywire. I think that the Jets really need to make sure. And I made a video of the key to the Jets' offensive success is the cadence of Aaron Rodgers. That's it. I think that's going to be the key. I think that the Jets absolutely need to be on the same page with Aaron Rodgers, because if the Jets offense is looking at Aaron Rodgers and they are on the same page with him the whole time, he makes an adjustment, he makes a check, he makes a little signal, he does his green 19, blue 58, blue 58. If he does his typical Rodgers cadence, the Jets got to absolutely know exactly what he's talking about. And that might take some time, though.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
And I think, you briefly mentioned it before. I mean, we saw it throughout, the entire slate of games yesterday. Obviously in this kind of era that we're in now where, most guys are not, getting many preseason reps, some not getting any preseason reps at all. I think one of the biggest takeaways of yesterday's, Sunday football as a whole was just how sloppy it was, on particularly on offense, with, quarterback center exchanges and, interceptions and fumbles and, just sloppy offensive play. And while I'm not, just saying, oh, the Jets are going to be sloppy on offense tonight, there is, the potential that the Jets will have some sloppy plays on offense, especially, with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, who, as Richie just, mentioned, has a very particular cadence. And also, Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback that likes to throw. A lot of his throws are timing throws. The receiver needs to be in the right spot at the right time, and the ball will be there. Aaron Rodgers is the type of quarterback to throw that ball before the receiver even turns his head. So Aaron Rodgers is throwing to a spot. He's not throwing to the player. He's throwing to the spot where the player is supposed to be. So exactly. I think tonight we're, hopefully there's not too many miscommunications, stuff like that, but, definitely be prepared for, some sloppy plays here and there, as we saw from, every team yesterday and, on Thursday night, and which we'll probably see tonight as well. So, it's not the end of the world if, there's some pre-snap issues. I mean, hopefully, there's not too many pre-snap penalties. We got to stay away from, false starts and just beating ourselves, stuff like that. But the way Aaron Rodgers plays quarterback, there's definitely going to be a learning curve for some of these guys. And, the fact that, very, very limited preseason reps for the starters, was a thing. We'll probably see the effects of that tonight. But for the Bills as well, for all 32 teams across the league, obviously this early into the season, week 1 is not even fully in the books yet. So, don't be shocked if there's some sloppy play here and there, but the Jets will be hanging on. We'll be getting the W. Our defense is better. I think our offense is going to prove to be better tonight. I couldn't be more excited.
You know what I think is honestly the key to the offense tonight, Jack?
Hit me with it.
These two players.
I agree, dude. I agree. Establish the run. Keep the defense honest. Hit me, Rich.
I really think that Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook, I mean, this is going to be such an exciting duo to watch debut for these New York Jets tonight. You add Dalvin Cook to a team that already has a Breece Hall, who is probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year last year if he did not get injured. And Breece Hall's been looking great in camp, man. He tore his ACL. He's way ahead of his rehab. Everything's signing. Everything is pointing to the direction that there's no going to be limitations on Breece Hall. Now, there could be some, sprinkles in of Izzy and Michael Carter as well, but obviously it's going to be Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook's backfield throughout the entire season. And I think that this is the key, man. The best thing about these two players is they both have home run ability every time they touch the football. Every time they have the ball in their hands, they can take it the distance. They can go 80 yards on a little screen pass, on a little toss to the right, handoff up the middle. They both got that explosive speed. Dalvin Cook is at this stage of his career where he's coming off 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and I think that Dalvin Cook is such a player that Jets fans don't know what to expect. It's like, what? Dalvin Cook's a Jet. We didn't see him in preseason. We didn't see him at practice. We didn't see anything about Dalvin Cook, so it's kind of an unknown factor, but we know what Breece Hall brings to the table, and Breece Hall brings a lot. And if Breece Hall is 80% of what he was as a rookie just tonight, we're going to win the game. And I think that the offensive line is obviously a thing you got to bring up when you talk about these two, because without them opening up some lanes, it's not going to be good. But I really hope that the Jets get them the ball in the passing game as well. I want to see some screen passes go underneath to these players. There was a play at training camp that I know that I really loved, and it was they split out Breece Hall outside as a receiver, and then he had 2 receivers in the slot. It was Garrett Wilson and Lazard or Hardman inside, and they basically, had those 2 inside receivers go on a streak, and then Breece Hall went underneath on a drag over the middle of the field, and it was a little pass to Breece Hall, and he just turns on the Jets across the sideline, and no one touched him. I mean, I know it was just practice, but that's a small little example of how the Jets are going to be utilizing Breece Hall in the pass game.
Yeah, man. I think the versatility of this running back room is just fantastic. And you look around the league, you got to have more than one guy who can beat you in terms of running the ball. I mean, look at what the Atlanta Falcons, who nobody really has on their radar this year. Look at what they were able to do with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson yesterday. Two young stud running backs that are really making a name for themselves. Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. I mean, Dalvin Cook's got that veteran presence. He's been doing it at a super high level for years now. Breece Hall was on his way to, earning his own Offensive Rookie of the Year honors last season before, unfortunately, getting injured against the Denver Broncos. But I think, the versatility of this running back room, you throw in Michael Carter in there, you throw in Izzy Abanikanda in there. We have so many different ways that we can beat you, man. I mean, I've said this a couple times. I'll say it again. Who has a better running back 3 in the NFL than Michael Carter? I don't think anyone, man. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take. You tell me. Someone tell me in the chat. Who has a better running back 3 than Michael Carter, who can easily be a running back 1 or 2 on most teams in the league, especially situationally, great pass catcher. Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook combined with, the other guys we have in this running back room, it's going to be tough to stop, man. I mean, when you have to load up the box to stop Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook, it opens up everything else. Like I said before, it opens up Garrett Wilson one-on-one with some Joe Schmo cornerback or safety or whoever. Yeah, man. I mean, this offense has the potential to be absolutely electric, and it starts with the big boys up front, and Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook are going to be a huge, huge part of this offense, particularly tonight as well. I think as the offense kind of, eases its way into the season, I think we're going to be looking to run the ball, 55-60% of the time tonight. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do, man. Dalvin Cook looks like a beast, and he's a Jet. What the hell, man? It's like a bonus ridiculous that he's a Jet. It's
How about him in Hard Knocks? He looked like a jacked up animal ready to go. Hemlock Rides with a $2 super chat. We appreciate you, man. You two are in for a long day. Appreciate the content. This is going to be the longest day of my life, for sure. So I do appreciate you acknowledging that, Hemlock, my man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much for the super chat. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. Now, Jack, we're talking about Breece Hall. We're talking about Dalvin Cook. We talked about the offensive line. Now, there's someone officially back. He made it through training camp. He's 100% healthy. He's ready to be the starting right tackle for these New York Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Makai Becton is back, folks. Look at that, man. In year freaking 4? Yeah, this is his 4th season.
Yeah.
2nd season, it feels like playing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so excited for Makai. I think that this is a player that is probably the biggest wild card and X factor for this Jets team, because if we get a fully healthy Makai Becton for the whole season, it elevates the Jets' chances to not only win the division, but to make a damn run, because he is an absolute manimal. It's never like Makai's on the field and he's struggling. That's never been the issue. It's can he stay on the field. When we see Makai Becton playing football, he is one of the better tackles in the entire NFL, like we saw in his rookie season. Now, there might be some rust, first football game in 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count the preseason. He absolutely dominated the Buccaneers, as you see in this picture. He dominated in the preseason in that game, literally pancaking folks. And I got to give a lot of credit to Aaron Rodgers for the development of Makai Becton in the training camp process, because the one thing, and I've said this on the channel before, but the one thing that you got to put in consideration is when you're a player like Makai Becton that is on the injured reserve list 2 straight years, you kind of feel distant from the team. You don't feel like you're part of the squad, especially when you were drafted with Adam Gase was your guy, and then he's literally never played for Robert Saleh. His first 2 seasons under the Robert Saleh coaching staff has been injured. And he feels like a little distant. And I think Aaron Rodgers detected that early. He detected that Makai doesn't feel like he's one of the guys. And he did such a great thing that Aaron Rodgers is doing such a great job of being a leader and being selfless. He wrapped his arm around Makai. He went up to him. You saw him on the sideline in Hard Knocks. Let's get some lunch together. They got lunch together. He probably poured his heart out to Makai, saying, hey, talk to me. Like, what let me know your story. Like, I want to know more about you. And you just got to give Rodgers so much credit for that, because he said, like, when you wrap your arm around someone like Makai, not only do they feel comfortable, but it gains Makai's confidence in himself to really be the player that he is today. And then I think the New York Jets coaching staff did a phenomenal job with handling Makai Becton in training camp. I don't think that's talked about enough. I think that the New York Jets coaching staff, of making him a backup early on, playing left tackle early, having Max Mitchell and Billy Turner fight it out for both left tackle, right tackle, and just ease Makai Becton in. Don't force him out there and getting all these snaps. Ease the workload, make Makai Becton prove himself before he's just given anything. And now he's proved to be the starting right tackle. So I'm excited for Makai Becton's return to action tonight, because the story it's been one of the most fun story to watch throughout the offseason, in my opinion.
I agree with you, man. And, it's really such a powerful thing, especially coming from a legend like Aaron Rodgers. When you just say to somebody, especially a teammate, hey, man, I'm here for you. Let's talk. Let's go grab some food. I know things haven't gone the way, you've expected them to go for yourself and your career. Let's talk. Tell me your story. Tell me what's going on. Let's get to know each other. I want you out there blocking me, and blocking for me, rather. And I think that's an extremely powerful thing, man. And while I don't want to give the revival of Makai Becton, I don't want to give the credit of that exclusively to Aaron Rodgers. That's certainly. I mean, I can't imagine how I would feel if a legend of the field that I was in came up to me and said, "Hey, man, I like what you're doing. Let's talk. I want you to be out there, with me, with the big boys." That's got to be an incredible confidence boost for Makai mentally, and then physically, veering away from all the mental stuff. He's probably in the best shape he's ever been in. I mean, at least definitely in his NFL career. I think he's ready to make his mark. All he's got to do is stay healthy, man. We saw what he was able to do his rookie year when he was available. And then the last 2 years have been kind of a blur. And here we are in year 4 for a guy that was Joe Douglas's first ever pick as the Jets general manager. Let's not forget that. Yeah. And it obviously hasn't gone the way we expected or hoped it would go, but he's still a young guy. We still got him at the tail end of his rookie deal. I think his potential is still absolutely through the roof. You see him in person at training camp, at a game, wherever, he has all the physical traits to be a superstar. And I think now that he's surrounded by, great people and great leaders like Aaron Rodgers, like Robert Saleh, I think we're, hopefully going to see him reach his peak from a mental standpoint as well. And when you get somebody who has that much raw talent and that much potential, combine them being in great physical shape and being in a great spot mentally, I mean, what more can you ask for, man? Makai Becton is poised for an insane year 4. But as you said, basically year 2.
Which is so sad.
So, yeah, I mean, very sad, but, at the same time, he's fresh, he hasn't, the body's ready. At least we hope. We don't have a Greg Van Roten on the team anymore to land on the back of his knee, and, cause him to miss an entire freaking season of football. So I think, I'm super, super excited for Makai. I think, he's in a great spot, both mentally and physically. And, I think he earned this starting job. I think they were hoping. I like how the Jets handled it, too. They were obviously always hoping for Makai to be the guy, but never once was it handed to him. He had to earn it. He had to prove that he can hang with these guys. He had to prove that he's better than Billy Turner and better than Max Mitchell. And obviously we all, were hoping that things were trending in that direction anyway, and it turned out they were. But I think the Jets have done a fantastic job at handling a player like Makai Becton, who, I mean, let's keep it real. He's never been, a kind of, soft-spoken, humble guy. He's always been saying, he was saying I'm him for years before it even became this popular thing that everybody says, So Makai Becton is a guy that likes to talk. He knows he can be a beast. He knows he has the potential to be a great player. So it's good that the Jets, made him show that, made him earn that. And I hope we see great things from him tonight, man, because I'm hoping he can stay healthy this year And finally, can we get to see a full year of AVT and Makai Becton playing next to each other? Is that okay with
Is it
everybody?
too much to ask for?
I mean, come on, man.
That was the biggest hype after we drafted AVT, was to get Makai and AVT next to each other for the next decade. And now we have Joe Tippmann in the ranks. We're waiting for him. And I think that's another exciting player to keep in mind. He's not playing tonight, but that's exciting stuff. We got some Jets debut tonight for a lot of rookies.
Absolutely.
Folks, if you're just tuning into the show, guys, please do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. The goal is 200 likes by the end of the show. We just are in the second hour with my man, Jack. We do appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Just a little update. This is the official Jets Media Podcast, the first ever podcast that I've been hosting. Actually, the second, technically, because I had my man Ali and I did a Loyal Media podcast. Shout out Ali. But this is the second episode, guys. If you want to click the link in the description down below, if you want to download the app on Apple Podcasts, it's called the Jets Media Podcast. It's also available on Spotify, TuneIn, literally anywhere you can listen to your podcast, it's available. So we would appreciate it if you guys can go check us out in audio form. But we'll be here live every single Monday. And this morning's a different time frame reminder because it's game day and we got to go to the stadium later. So we decided to do it a little earlier than usual at 8 a.m. But usually it's going to be a 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. window. Hopefully a lot of Victory Mondays.
A lot of Victory Mondays, man. That's, we picked Monday for a reason. Hopefully this is going to be known as the Jets Media Victory Monday podcast from here on out.
Let's do it. So we talk about there's some debuts tonight. Let's talk about it. We got Will McDonald's NFL debut, baby. The first round pick for these New York Jets. Guys, in the chat right now, please let us know your thoughts about Will McDonald. Do you expect him to get a sack tonight? Do you expect him to make a play? Or do you think he's going to have some rust early on? I mean, that spin move just makes me feel like he's going to translate as a rookie right away. So, I don't know, man. I'm watching Will McDonald out there in the preseason, in person, at joint practices. I think he's ready to freaking go. I think that he's different. I think that he's somebody that brings in different dimension, a different layer to the New York Jets defense as a whole, because you got the power and speed of Jermaine Johnson off the edge that can do it all. You got the speed rusher of Bryce Huff. You got the do-it-all Carl Lawson. But Will McDonald, they don't build edge rushers like him. Long, lengthy, spin move, top tier. I mean, pass rush, long arms, can knock the ball out. So I'm excited, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat. Do you expect Will McDonald to get his first sack in his first game, or do you expect him to get some quarterback pressures? Because he doesn't need to get a sack to be productive, man. He can get some, even just one quarterback pressure to force Josh Allen to throw a bad pass for an incompletion or maybe even a turnover. So I'm expecting at least one or two quarterback pressures and maybe a hit or two, if not a sack.
Absolutely, man. And this defensive line is so deep that, you said it yourself. You don't have to get an actual sack in order to help out this defense and to have a quote-unquote productive game, This line is so deep that if Will McDonald, pressures off the edge, forces the quarterback to make a move to the inside of the pocket, all of a sudden there's big Quinnen Williams there to swallow him up and make the play, So these guys are helping each other out. We have such a diverse group of defensive linemen. We have a different group of 4 guys or 5 guys that can beat you, regardless of the down and distance situation. And I think, Will McDonald, quickness. Obviously he's got that speed as well, but there's the difference between quickness and speed. That quick burst, kind of like, what Bryce Huff, brings to the table. That quick burst, the get off, is another, very popular term. The get off speed, and the get off quickness of Will McDonald. I think, his potential is pretty sky high, man. Obviously, from a weight, from a muscular standpoint, he's a little more undersized than your traditional defensive lineman. But this Jets D line is so deep, as I've said, and so versatile. Will McDonald is not going to be out there on 1st and 10. When they're going to run the ball up the middle. That's going to be Jermaine Johnson, Carl Lawson territory. And I think that all of a sudden, when it's, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 15, when it's a clear passing situation, you throw Will McDonald on one side, maybe, take your pick. Jermaine, Bryce Huff, Lawson on the other side. Speed on the edge, collapsing that pocket into the middle. I'm so excited to watch these guys get after it tonight.
You speak of the get-off, Jack, the get-off the line of scrimmage. Bryce Huff literally has the best get off in the league.
Like
in the preseason, there was a snap where he looked like he was in the backfield, looked like he was offsides, but he wasn't. It was just pure timing. And I think Bryce Huff, this is his breakout season. I think that his name is going to be on the map more. Jets fans know about him.
I think Joe Douglas must get 15 phone calls a day about Bryce Huff.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably like, he's such a premium, especially that he's a free agent at the end of the year. So he could be a potential trade chip at the deadline for the Jets if they did want to be aggressive and get an upgrade at a different position because they're so deep there. Me personally, I'm not trading Bryce Huff unless it's for someone like Devontae Adams or Mike Evans. Maybe not Mike Evans. Only Devontae Adams would be worth that because that's a long-term deal. But listen, I don't want them to trade Bryce Huff. He's not going anywhere. This Jets defensive line is legit, and I think the debut of Will McDonald is going to be a thing of damn beauty. The Jets overall rookies, right? There's not a lot of debuts from the draft picks. Izzy, he might get a carry or two, right? Joe Tippmann's not playing. Carter Warren's on the injured reserve list. Zaire Barnes, he's a linebacker that's probably not going to get in there. Jarek Bernard-Converse, he's a player that's injured throughout the entire training camp, so he's on the PUP list. Zach Kuntz is on the practice squad. So it's not a lot of rookie debuts from the draft picks. But
I guess that's what happened when you absolutely nail the previous year's draft pick, you know?
But do you know where there are Jets debuts? Maybe not the Jets draft picks, but the Jets undrafted free agents.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now, these players weren't draft picks, Jack.
Yeah.
They were
correct.
Undrafted free agents. Xavier Gipson and Jason Brownlee makes their debut tonight. So, folks, let us know in the chat, what's your expectations for these two players? Now, I think there's a lot more buzz and a lot more excitement around Xavier Gipson, in my opinion. He has the punt return and kick return ability that he will be the starting punt returner. We'll see who returns kicks. And I think that, Garrett Wilson had a very interesting quote when talked about Xavier Gipson, and it really popped out to me because he wasn't talking about, Gipson as a football player. He was talking about him as a person and his heart and his ability to have confidence in himself and just the little things. And Garrett Wilson was so blown away. And when you have when you hear Garrett Wilson speak those high praise of a young player, Garrett Wilson was an offensive rookie of the year. He knows what it's like to be a good rookie in this league, and he was shocked that he went undrafted, and I think that Xavier Gipson is a player to look out for to even get on the field as a wide receiver tonight. I think that he could be a player that lines up in the slot and makes plays immediately for these New York Jets. Now, I think Jason Brownlee's a little more raw. I know that he was kind of had the most buzz out of camp early on, but then Gipson kind of stole that, and then the momentum went on his side. And that's not really a competition between the two. They're both great friends, but I think that Xavier Gipson has a chance to not only, impact his teams on special teams, but in that slot receiver role, man. He's got that speed. He's got that ability after the catch to make people miss, and I think Aaron Rodgers likes him a lot. I think Rodgers also spoke his praise, and I think that Xavier Gipson and Jason Brownlee having two undrafted free agent wide receivers that are best friends making a team together. It's a fun story, man, and I'm excited to see what they do.
Absolutely, man. I think first let me just touch on Jason Brownlee quick before I continue with Xavier Gipson. Obviously, yeah, like Richie said, Brownlee had the hype kind of towards the beginning of camp. Then it kind of went to Xavier Gipson. Even sprinkled a little bit on Malik Taylor for a little bit there. After that bomb from Zach Wilson in, I believe, the second preseason game.
First one, Hall of Fame.
First
game.
preseason game. Okay, yes. But yeah, I think Brownlee is an interesting young player. I think, obviously vastly different from Xavier Gipson in terms of, physical stature and play style at the wide receiver position. Just keeping it real, like I always like to do, I think that Corey Davis stepping away from the game did a whole lot to help Jason Brownlee make this roster. I don't think he would be on the 53 if Corey Davis was still here. However, I think Xavier would have gotten that wide receiver 6 spot.
Yeah,
I do.
I
think it was trending that way anyway, especially for what he adds to the special teams unit as well with his abilities as a returner. I think it's a no-brainer, adding Xavier Gipson to this 53, to this wide receiver room. The versatility that he can bring, like I said, not only as a special teamer, but also, as a slot receiver. His ability, catching the ball in the last preseason game against the Giants, catching the ball way before the sticks on the 3rd and 12 and, making a man miss and getting the first down in the biggest moment, when you're in the biggest moment for him, at least when you're an undrafted guy trying to make an NFL roster, preseason is your time to shine. That is it. So in your last opportunity to really show this Jets coaching staff, who you are as a player, he made the most out of it and well-deserved made the 53 as a result. So, I'm excited to see how they're going to use him. I agree with you, Rich. I think while he is obviously going to be our return guy, I think there's ways to fit him into this offense, man. And I know that might sound a little crazy because
he showed the ability, man.
How? I mean, he absolutely showed the ability. But then you think, like, how is he going to get the ball? And we also are going to get it to Garrett Wilson and to Lazard and to Cobb and to Hardman and to our tight ends and to our running backs. But, it's never a bad problem to have, all these great skill position players.
And also keep in mind, Jack, Alan Lazard, undrafted free agent for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers put him under his wing, developed him into the player he is today. Now, that's not guaranteed that these two players. I mean, Brownlee kind of compares more to Lazard than Gibson, but they're both undrafted. There's a lot of stories out there with undrafted players making their names heard. So, Robbie Anderson for the Jets. He was Robbie Anderson, known as Robbie Anderson when we had him, so I'm going to call him that. He was an undrafted free agent wide receiver that was very productive for this Jets team before he moved on and started downhill for the Jets after he left us. So there's a lot of abilities in the undrafted free agency pool. We got Tony Adams and Bryce Huff are the two guys outside of these two players that Jets fans are really excited about. But I was really upset that the Jets did not draft the receiver in the draft class, and then they go out there and get two players that made the damn team in the undrafted free agency pool. So I think Gibson is definitely going to be utilized. I think Brownlee as well. And also, another guy that we're not even talking about, we don't really need to talk about him too much, but it is Irvin Charles. He is on this team. He is wide receiver number 7. He is also an undrafted guy. Not this year. He's been on the practice squad for the Jets for quite some time, but he's more of a special teams guy. He's going to be the gunner, punt coverage and stuff, so he's not really going to be on the field as a wide receiver. He's kind of like the Justin Hardy of the Jets receiver room. But I do think there's a lot of mouths to feed, and I think that this Jets team has to be selfless and not really look at the ball, and I think that's big reason why they got rid of Elijah Moore, because he, was, the Jets were winning early on the season last year, and he was complaining because he wasn't getting the ball. But I think that, that was a testament to the Jets organization, getting rid of Elijah, getting people that could be selfless, put the team first, sacrifice their catches, sacrifice their yards to make sure this team wins, because there's so many weapons across this team, man. When you talk about their tight end room with Ruckert, I mean, how many tight ends? We got 3 tight ends. You got 7 receivers to talk about, running backs galore. Rodgers is damn spoiled.
He is.
And I am not complaining about that one.
No, not at all, man. I mean, spread the love, spread the rock, spread the wealth. Get these guys involved and get this team gelling,
Immediately.
Absolutely. I mean, I am here for it. While I want, Garrett Wilson to have a monster season and be the clear-cut wide receiver 1, while I want, Breece Hall to cement himself as, the best young running back in football.
He will.
He will, yes. But this team is just so deep. We're gonna have to spread the ball around, guys, and that is never a bad thing, because we are gonna keep. You know what the Jets offense is about to do this year? Keep defenses on their toes. You never know what's coming. You never know who's getting the ball. We have a legit coordinator for the first time in years with Nathaniel Hackett, who is obviously, everybody's going to say, the Broncos.
Right.
He's not our head coach. He is our offensive coordinator. And the last
L for the Broncos,
and the
by
last
the way.
time
L for the Broncos.
Yes.
Yesterday.
And the last time he was an offensive coordinator, he was Aaron Rodgers' offensive coordinator in Green Bay for back-to-back MVP seasons. So we have a legit offensive coordinator who's in the role he should be in as offensive coordinator, calling the plays that Aaron Rodgers is familiar with, that Aaron Rodgers won MVPs in back-to-back seasons with. And I'm excited, man. The ball's going to get spread around. The defenses are going to have no idea what's coming, man, because we just have so many different guys that can beat you and a quarterback that can put the ball in any spot on the field.
100%, man.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Finally, not only do we have weapons, we have a damn quarterback to feed him the ball that we can have a lot of exciting. So, guys, we see your chats right now coming in. Richie, what was your favorite game yesterday? Lots of good football. So, OG Barry, Jack and I are going to get into our week 1 takeaways in just a little bit later on in the show. Don't you guys worry. We're also going to open this up for call-ins as well eventually. So, stay tuned, guys. We're just approaching the halfway mark of the show. We're going to be live till 11 a.m., 3-hour show every single Monday. Next week, guys, just a little announcement. We're going to have a special guest in studio with us throughout the entire segment.
That's right.
We're going to have somebody with us. It's going to be me, Jack, and a third person. I'm going to keep it a secret. Some of you guys maybe already know, but we'll see, man. We'll see. But guys, before we get into the next segment, I really do want to get into week 1. I want to get into the Jets Bills. We also have a Bills special guest as well. We have Rico from Buffalo Fanatics, who will be joining us around 10 a.m. to give his perspective of his Buffalo Bills tonight. So we got a jam-packed show, guys, an absolutely jam-packed show. But guys, I do want to announce another special sponsor of Jets Media, and that is Mojo Fantasy. Now, you guys probably remember Mojo last year, right? I was partnered up with Mojo last year with their sports book, but this time they launched a brand new app, and it's their fantasy app, and I'm so happy to be part of this launch with them because it's a really exciting app. Now, Mojo Fantasy is different because it's a combination of both fantasy football and the sports book. So the reason why I love fantasy is because it's a crazy new app that, again, turns sportsbook odds and selections into fantasy contests. Now, here's how it works. There are thousands of NFL and MLB player props. You build a portfolio, and the better your portfolio performs, the more cash you win. You pick as many props as you want and try to beat the crowd. So that's my kind of favorite thing is you're not really versing, the book. You're not versing the app. You're not versing the website. You're versing amongst people. So you get into contests against other people. And if you beat those people one-on-one, well, it's like 10 people in a contest. You finish in first. You win a lot of freaking money. So it's a whole new way to play fantasy. The props act like stocks, so you can buy and sell live all game long. It's the only fantasy app that lets you make moves after the game starts, so you're not stuck with a bad pick. You can cash out in a hot start or just hang on and let them ride. That's it. You make picks, you make moves, you make your money. So if you guys want to do me a gigantic favor, download the app by simply scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the top of the chat, and use my promo code capitals JETS for a 100% deposit match up to $100. Now, here are my picks for tonight's game, guys, on the Mojo app. This is what I got. Now, I want to get your guys' thoughts right now of my picks here. Now, I got Aaron Rodgers over 22.5 completions. I think that he is going to get efficient, right? I think this is a more safe bet than the yards because I think there's going to be some dinks and dunks. I think that over 22.5 completions for Aaron Rodgers does make a lot of sense in my opinion. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown score I see happening because what Josh Allen does best, in my opinion, is be a damn rusher. So I think that it's inevitable for Josh Allen to get in the end zone with his legs. Garrett Wilson over 5.5 receptions. I think that's a lock. I really think he's going to be the focal point. I think that Aaron Rodgers will hone in on Garrett Wilson and get at least 6 catches. And then Stephon Diggs under 6.5 receptions. Now, this is interesting. The reason why I did this, I did some research. Week 1 last year, Stephon Diggs, 3 catches against the New York Jets. The second matchup, he had 5 catches. So both games against the New York Jets, the Jets secondary held Stephon Diggs to under 6.5 receptions. So that's why I'm taking the under on Diggs receptions. Hopefully history does repeat itself. So guys, if you want to sign up for Mojo, please do me a gigantic favor. It really, really helps out the chat a big time, a lot. So we got this QR code down below to scan and download the app right now. And the contest is live right now. So if you guys download the app, we have an AFC East contest that is going. The AFC's Roundtable contest is live, and we want as many of you guys joining the contest. It's a $10 entry fee. So if you put $10 down, you'll get $20 to play with, and you put $10 in to the contest of the AFC East Roundtable Monday Night Showdown, and you could pick your picks here and try to win. So basically how the contest works is you got to be able to, you put $10 down, you'll get 500 fake dollars. They call it Mojo Bucks, right? So you have $500 to play with, and then you get to sprinkle it around all across these bets. And these are the bets that I'm doing. So again, guys, if you really want to help out the channel, guys, helps out more than you know. The app is really cool. This is kind of how it looks like inside the app. And I think that it's a really interesting situation that we got here for these New York Jets overall. Now, I do think that my bets are going to hit. Now, I might be stubborn, but I really think, and I'm really, really excited to be partnered up with Mojo, guys. It's going to be a long-term partnership. It's a new, fresh idea. And the biggest reason why I love this app, it's different, it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, right? I'm so sick of talking about the same old, like, daily fantasy and stuff, but this is a different element, a different thing. So if you guys are into fantasy football, if you guys are into sports books, this is your app to download. So, guys, you guys can hit the like button to support. You guys subscribe to support the channel. But another way to support the channel is to support the brands on the channel by sponsoring Jets Media, and that happens to be Mojo Fantasy. So, guys, click the link in the top of the chat or scan the QR code right here for your boy, Big Time. And I'm going to show you guys later on in the show exactly what it looks like when you make the picks on the app for your boy. So, that's going to, again, I'll show you guys my picks one last time, because if you guys do download the app, make sure that you do these picks, because I want you guys to ride it high. And I'm also taking the same picks for tonight's roundtable show. So when you guys see us live on the roundtable, I'm going to be looking at Dan Mitchell, be like, yeah, Dan, I got Stephon Diggs under 6.5 receptions. What are you going to say about it? Because Sauce Gardner is going to do that. Sauce Gardner is going to bring him down. DJ Reed, stand up. So guys, if you do download Mojo and you do use my code JETS in the chat, you will get 100% sign up bonus matched immediately. And if you do sign up, guys, let me know in the chat. I will give you a big time shout out for sure. So big time shout out to Mojo. We're going to talk about them later on in the show as well. But again, cannot thank Mojo enough for sponsoring Jets Media. Now, we're going to have a special guest joining the show at 10. So we're going to get into a couple more segments, and then we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get call-ins. Jack, are you ready for the call-ins? I feel like the energy from this call-ins is going to be pretty wild.
Honestly, man, that was my favorite segment of the whole show last week, was getting to chat with you guys and hearing your thoughts about this Jets team and about the podcast and about, anything related to what Richie and I are doing. Always appreciate the support, always appreciate chatting with you guys, and I'm hoping for some energy, man. The energy last week was crazy, and we were a week away from game day, but now that it is the actual game day, that energy better be through the roof from all you guys, man. Even though it's early in the morning, it don't matter. It is game day, everybody. It is Jets football game day. Let's get it. I hope you guys are ready for the call-in segment in just a little bit, man. Yeah. Excited for that.
I can't wait to get you guys in the building, man. Cannot wait to get you guys in the building. Guys, we have 250 people watching right now. Please hit that thumbs up button. The goal is 200 likes before the show wraps up. We have a special guest coming on at 10 a.m., and then after the guest, we're going to get the call-ins. So let's freaking go. Now, the segment that I want to get into before Jack and I take a quick break, because listen, guys, being live for 3 hours straight, I think you can respect Jack and I taking a little break, right? We need usually, WFAN, they have breaks every 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, they got commercials. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the real radio shows, they got the luxury of having a commercial, so they have every 15, 20 minutes they get to have a break. Yeah. Jack and I are giving you guys some freaking long shows because we love you and you deserve it. But the topic I want to get into, Jack, is takeaways around week number 1. We had a lot of crazy games. And the first game I think we have to highlight is definitely the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers game. What a game. I mean, from a football perspective, non-Jets fan, rooting for the Dolphins to lose, that was just an entertaining football game. I mean, Absolutely. That was unreal. Yeah. But, taking the Jets goggles off, you just got to respect what the Dolphins did, man. Tua looks legit. Tyreek Hill is a cheat code. I mean, that was the best Tua. Tua had a lot of moments, and I think that throw that he had when he stepped up in the pocket and rifled that ball down the right sideline, the Tyreek in stride kind of really, and then later on, he throw that touchdown to him in the back of the end zone. That's when he's like, okay, Tua had a lot of glimpses last year. Some people were calling it fluky. He gets injured, and I think we can all agree that if Tua stays healthy, he can be in the conversation at being an Offensive Player of the Year candidate, if not MVP, with the way he did last night.
Absolutely, man. I mean, we're keeping it real here, as we like to do. Tua looked phenomenal yesterday. Now, he did throw a bad pick into the back of the end zone. But, for that one pick he threw, about 10 passes that had my jaw on the floor. Like, wow, how did he make that throw?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, stepping up in the pocket, throwing it across the field to Tyreek Hill, absolutely dropping it in the breadbasket, and then the touchdown as well. One of a few touchdowns to Tyreek Hill, but that last touchdown to Tyreek Hill, you couldn't have thrown a better ball. Tyreek Hill seems to just not even age. He's just as freaky and fun to watch as he's ever been. And, the Dolphins are a problem. I will say this, their defense cannot stop a nosebleed. Obviously, the Chargers are a good high-flying, passing, high-scoring offense. But, man, that is going to be a test for our secondary, dealing with Tua throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And, man, the Dolphins looked very...
we don't have the Dolphins for a long time, too. We don't play them till Black Friday.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, both teams are healthy by that game because that was very high flying. Getting into the Patriots-Eagles, it started off as an Eagles blowout, and then the Patriots came back, man, and they made it interesting.
That was scary.
The Eagles almost gave it up, and the Patriots, bro, they had a chance on 4th and 12 in the red zone, down 5 points to come back and win the game, and they didn't. Oh, God, that would have sucked if the Patriots won.
I mean, shout out to the Eagles for taking care of business and not allowing themselves to get beat by the inferior New England Patriots.
Thank you, Eagles.
Appreciate you, Eagles.
We'll see you week
6, I believe.
Week 6 and
week 6.
Beat you, though. First time in history.
For the first time in franchise history. That's right. But, yeah, I mean, Mac Jones looked good. Kendrick Bourne was making plays, man. Had a nice toe tap in the back of the end zone for 6. The Patriots running game did not look as electric as I thought it was going to yesterday. Obviously, the Eagles have a solid defensive front. But yeah, I mean, kind of like, and I will say this, guys. I don't want to take too much time plugging our other channel, but for the Touchdown Kingdom video, week 1 prediction video that we made, I had the Eagles beating the Patriots 24-20, and what was the final score yesterday? 25-20, Philadelphia. So I was right there. I knew that, it was going to be a tough matchup, man. The Patriots are no slouch of an organization. They're going to play defense. They're going to run the ball. Yesterday we saw Mac Jones, airing it out a little bit and finding some success. Obviously they couldn't, get the W, thankfully. But for them to hang tight with a team like the Eagles like that and, be down by multiple scores, but come back and make it a game. That shows the resilience that you need to win. So, while I'm glad they lost, it was definitely a solid showing for the Patriots against the defending NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. So, while a loss is a loss, I think it could have gotten a lot worse for them yesterday. And I am still scared to play the New England Patriots, man. I can't front.
Yeah, the Patriots defense looks legit, man. I mean, they just create turnovers. They're just always good, no matter what players they have on that roster. It just seems like it. But overall, man, the Patriots, Dolphins, what a freaking game. And then we had a stink fest on Sunday Night Football with the New York Giants. Oh, my God. It got to a point where I was like, wow, I kind of feel bad, but also who cares?
But also, never did I feel bad.
Dude, you know what was wild about that game? The booze.
Oh, crazy. The halftime booze.
Connor Hughes tweeted out that he's covered a lot of Jets games, and he's never heard that much booze from the New York Jets fan base in his life that loud. Like, the Giants fans were so fed up, as they should.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't like they didn't, play good. They didn't look prepared. That was a coaching problem. That was the Giants last year exceeded expectations, and it was all because of Brian Daboll and their coaching staff, and they got worked. I mean, it started off, unfortunately for them, the blocked kick for the touchdown.
Yeah.
And they were actually having a good drive up until then, and then it just spiraled down, and then I'm pretty sure the Cowboys defense had 10 sacks or something wild. Maybe not 10, maybe 8.
I think it was 8.
8 sacks, and the Jets got to verse that pass rush next week, bro.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be scary. I mean, like you said, it was very shocking to me, man. I mean, let's not forget what the Giants were able to accomplish last year. I mean, they won a playoff game. That is no easy feat in this league. And who did they knock out in the playoffs? The Minnesota Vikings, who I believe won 13 or maybe even 14 games last year, had a freaking 11-0 record in one-score games. Like, they knocked out a very, very good Minnesota Vikings team in the playoffs last year. Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year in his first year as a head coach. And then they came out last night looking like a freaking high school team playing up against a pro team, man. Like you said, they were not prepared for this game. I don't know what it was, man. Was it the Cowboys are just that good? Was it the Sunday night, stage was too big for the Giants? I don't know, man. I don't know what it was, but that was brutal, man.
Jets better be ready tonight, man.
40-0.
At home, bro.
I cannot.
Like, in your opener against a division rival who has owned you for years.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that is the worst thing you could possibly do.
That was as bad as it could have been for the Giants yesterday. I mean, literally as bad as it could have been. I mean, I guess it could have been 47-0 or 50-0.
That's the worst.
But I mean, 40-0, man. I mean, come on, dude. That is
other takeaways.
brutal.
The Browns stomping on the Bengals was an interesting one. Maybe
Yes.
Burrow wasn't ready after his calf. That's a very interesting game and division, honestly. The Steelers got plummeted by the 49ers. I thought the Steelers were going to be competitive and actually pull off an upset at home. I was wrong. The 49ers are the most
thought so
complete
too.
team in football, bro. I mean,
They are.
they have Christian McCaffrey, they got Debo, they got Ayuk, they got Kittle, that offensive line. I mean, that defense is arguably the best in football. Let's see what the Jets do tonight. But that 49ers game was wild. Jack and I picked the Washington Commanders to come out on top in our survival pool, and luckily our guy Sam Howell pull out with the W, baby.
It felt super, super weird yesterday watching Sunday Ticket, watching the Arizona-Washington game and going, come on, Sam. Felt like we were talking about Darnold again.
Yeah, I was literally like screaming, like, let's go, Sam! Like talking about Sam Howell because, again, we picked the Commanders in our survival pool, and if anybody that knows how a survival pool works, you basically become a fan of that team for the day.
Yes, sir.
And I was screaming, let's go, Sam! And then I'm like, wow, Sam Darnold.
But yeah, man, the Bengals got absolutely exposed. That was crazy.
Unfortunate injury to J.K. Dobbins to the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh.
I mean,
I took him in fantasy this year, so I lost a player for the year, so I have to figure that out.
He's in my Jets Media League, guys. Whoever's in one of my Jets Media Leagues, he's my running back, so not looking good for me.
What about the freaking Chiefs taking an L to Detroit on Thursday night?
Yeah, Kadarius Toney.
Oh, man.
I mean, what's going on? Without Travis Kelce, those receivers look ill.
Anything is
Like
possible
that.
when you got Mahomes playing quarterback, but, I mean, clearly he's not going to be able to do it all by himself, or at least not without the help of, his Hall of Fame tight end, Travis Kelce. Because, I mean, you look at the roster of receivers that they have. I mean, Marquez Valdez-Scantling is their best receiver by far. That is not a good position to find yourself in. Kadarius Toney,
Richie James
looked like he had, the opposite of glue on his fingers. It looked like he had like a magnet on his hands that was like keeping the ball away from him or something like that. I don't know what the hell was going on, but yeah, man. I mean, great for Detroit. That's a huge, huge, huge win. The AFC has gone through Kansas City for years now. They typically do extremely well at Arrowhead at their home stadium. Especially in season openers, especially on primetime. Everything added up to like the Chiefs are going to win this game no matter what, and then they fall completely flat. And obviously it's due to, a couple standout bad plays, but you got to shout out Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions. New York Jets, Florida just makes a good point in the chat. Look at Jared Goff's interception streak. He is better than you think. Absolutely, man.
so good.
Goff was out there slinging it, making it look easy, fitting the ball into tight windows. Really impressive, man. I like I like what the Lions are doing. They remind me of the Jets, man. They do. So I'm all
We
in on the
should have beat them
Lions.
last year, though.
Oh, absolutely.
That game still haunts me.
Oh, for sure.
We're not going to get into that.
We
though.
let a tight end go untouched for 60 yards up the
gosh.
sideline.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. I mean, week 1 was jam-packed. That's our biggest takeaways. We're coming out with a video on Touchdown Kingdom sometime today of our biggest takeaways from week 1. Make sure you guys check that out. And if you guys don't know anything about Touchdown Kingdom, it is an NFL YouTube channel that I've been growing since 2020. Jack is a big part of it. He is the voice of it for a lot of the videos.
Yes, sir.
And he is the brains behind it as well. He helps out a lot. So if you guys want to check out Touchdown Kingdom, we come out with weekly predictions for every single week. And it's a great channel, and it's all about the NFL. There's nobody on camera. So if you guys want to check out Touchdown Kingdom, would greatly appreciate it. And speaking of Touchdown Kingdom, Jack and I are going to take a quick break. And as we are on our break, we're going to play a video that is a Touchdown Kingdom production, and it's all about the New York Jets. It's basically, the title is, Are the New York Jets Worth the Hype? And it's a video that Jack breaks down, are the New York Jets worth the hype heading into the season? Because I think we can all agree there is a lot of freaking hype around these New York Jets externally, even internally. So there's a lot of things, and Jack does a great job of going in depth of this roster, breaking down why, if they are worth the hype. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break, but don't you guys click off the stream because we have a great Jets video to show you guys that's really well edited and really well produced. So we'll see you guys at the end of that video.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, just a little update. We got a special guest, a Bills YouTuber, coming in at 10 a.m. And then after the Bills guy, we're going to get you guys calling in. So don't you guys go anywhere. It's a jam-packed podcast this morning. It's game day, and I'll catch you guys in just a bit after this break. Peace out.
Enjoy the video, everybody.
Enjoy the video and subscribe to Touchdown Kingdom.
The New York Jets are one of the most hyped up teams in the NFL heading into the 2023 season. But the question is, are they worthy of it all? How did a team that's missed out on the playoffs for 13 straight years land a Hall of Fame quarterback and propel themselves into the Super Bowl hunt? Well, we're going to lay it all out for you in today's video, but first, if you're new here on Touchdown Kingdom, please consider subscribing, as we have tons of awesome NFL content coming your way all season long. And if you do enjoy this video, please make sure to smash that like button, but more importantly, let us know if you think the New York Jets are worth the hype in the comments below. With that being said, let's get right into it. The football world was stunned back in March when, on the Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers announced that his intentions were to play for the New York Jets. Wow. After 18 seasons with the Packers, a change of scenery was clearly needed for the future Hall of Famer. But what was it about the Jets that made them the most attractive destination for a player of his caliber? Let's break it down. We'll start with some of the external factors outside of actually playing football. Now, playing in a massive sports market like New York City might be daunting for some, but it's a great landing spot for Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career. He seems super determined to silence his doubters and prove that at 39 years old, he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And make no mistake, he definitely wants another Super Bowl before he hangs it up for good. What better place to kill two birds with one stone than with a franchise like the Jets, whose fans have been starving for a championship for over half a century? With the addition of the team being selected to appear on this season of HBO's Hard Knocks, both Rodgers and the Jets are truly under the microscope. If he takes a franchise like the New York Jets to the promised land and adds that to his already epic resume, Rodgers
We were just muted.
And they couldn't hear a single thing we're saying, guys, because we were muted and we took a nice little bathroom break. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. I worked very hard on that. I wrote it and I did the voiceover for it. And our man at Touchdown Kingdom, Nick, the editor-in-chief, put the fantastic footage together. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And, yeah.
Sorry for the being muted, and sorry for us not being back in time after the video was done. But the audio is back, and we're killing it. So let's go, baby. We got a jam-packed rest of the show for tonight. We have, not tonight, sorry, this morning. We have a special guest coming out at 10, and then we're going to open this up to half of the video. The video cut off, folks.
Man, what the heck? The New York Jets are...
Damn, the video cut off halfway. That's why.
We'll go check out that video because it's a badass video. I worked hard on it. Go show it some love after the podcast ends. Obviously, don't go anywhere right now. But maybe Richie at some point could link the channel. I think it is actually in there, pinned in the chat. Go check out the Touchdown Kingdom channel at right after the podcast ends at 11 o'clock. Check out the video. Show it some love. Appreciate you guys.
Damn, that's so fortunate. The damn video freaking paused in the middle of it. I was wondering why. I was like, we weren't gone for that short.
We're trying here, guys. We're trying. 3 hours is a long time. We got to take a little break. I know I needed to desperately use the bathroom. So, appreciate you guys bearing with us here.
All right. Send the link to the video. I'll send the link to the video, guys, so you guys can check it out fully. Right now, I see somebody in the chat asking for that. And then we're going to get straight into business because we have a game day, guys. We have a game day.
We do.
Are the Jets worth the hype, Jack?
I think they are. We'll see tonight.
Now, everyone in the chat, do you guys think the Jets are worth the hype?
You let us know. And let us know in the comments of the actual video itself, pretty please.
Yeah, guys. So I just linked it in the chat, guys. So if you guys want to check out that video on Touchdown Kingdom, it's now linked. Are the Jets worth the hype? So make sure you guys go click that video, check it out, subscribe to TDK, baby.
That's so unfortunate that happened, but that's also kind of hilarious. Like, I can't imagine your guys' reaction when the video just cuts and there's just a blank background. Richie and I are nowhere to be found. But the fact that there are still over 200 of you in here means the world to us. So thank you guys for bearing with us as we navigate this new world of podcasting and mixing boards and fancy microphones and cutting from scene to scene and audio and all this stuff.
It's exciting.
It's a learning curve. So thank you guys so much for all your patience and for your support and for letting us know what's going on. Please let us know if there's any audio issues, if there's any video issues. We want to bring you guys as a high of a quality product as we can. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for supporting and bearing with us. Appreciate it.
And the crazy thing is we hit over 200 likes. That was the goal for the end of the show. I think we got to upgrade the goal to 250, or is it 300?
I don't know.
All right. Boba Jet, are you doing call-ins today? Yes, we are doing call-ins, guys. Don't you worry. The call-ins will be happening after our special guest joins the party, and hopefully there's no...
Hopefully this guest sticks around. We'll see.
All right, let's do it.
All right, everyone. We're getting ready for guest number 2 in just a few moments here on the Jets Media Podcast, Episode 2, Game Day Edition. Thank you guys so much for being here. Nice and early, man. 200 of you are here all before it's even freaking 10 o'clock, the usual start time of this Monday show. Obviously, it's a little earlier today with it being game day. We're both heading to New Jersey in a few hours to go watch the Jets beat the Buffalo Bills. But thank you guys so much for being here. Hour plus of the podcast. Special guest on the way. We're going to take some live callers. We'll wrap things up, talking about the game tonight and the atmosphere and the vibe and all that fun stuff as Richie is working on getting our special guest in the mix right now. Hope you guys are enjoying the Jets Media Podcast. I know I'm having a great time breaking down some Jet stuff, breaking down some NFL stuff. What a day it was yesterday getting to watch NFL football. What a day it was getting to watch NFL football without the Jets playing. And I don't say that in a negative way, but I'm couldn't be more excited to watch my team play tonight. But to watch a full slate of Sunday football, not having to stress for 3 hours watching the Jets, it was a blessing, man. Couldn't have had to ask for a better day yesterday. The Giants taking a 40-point L is just the icing on top. And, yeah, man, we are here. It is game day. We got another hour plus of the podcast. How you feeling, brother?
I mean, what? Hello? I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. This is so exciting stuff. I see Mob Rule says, you have Dolphins fans like me here giving support as always to Richie. Best member of the AFC's roundtable, just saying. Mob Rule, I appreciate that. And guys, just so you know, if you might be wondering, why are there so many Dolphins fans in the chat? Why are there so many Bills fans in the chat? Well, I am a host of the AFC's roundtable. And guys, the division rivals, they are welcomed to this channel in Jets Media. Of course, we're going to get back and forth and get into debates. That's what it's all about. But just be respectful, right? No personal shots. No need to get too hostile. This is all nice, healthy debate. So Dolphins fans, Bills fans, and Patriots fans are all welcomed in my chat because we do appreciate all the support, man. We really, really do.
Always. Thank you, guys.
Let's get it. So we are waiting for the special guest to join in. We're going to really get deeper into the Buffalo Bills because today is game day, and I really am curious to hear his thoughts and his confidence level in the Buffalo Bills tonight.
A lot of matchups to look out for, man. We got, Sauce Gardner, Stephon Diggs. We got Garrett Wilson, Trey White. We got the Jets defensive line against the Bills offensive line. Which one of our edge rushers or interior guys is going to get to Josh Allen? Will there be takeaways? What's the final score going to be? All of that is about to be talked about when we get our special guest in here in just a few moments. I want to hear all those questions answered by you guys as well, man. What do you guys think the final score is going to be? How's Aaron Rodgers going to do? How's Garrett Wilson going to do? How's Josh Allen going to do? What's Robert Saleh going to look like in year 3 as the Jets head coach? How does Aaron Rodgers being there change every single aspect of this team? How we hold ourselves, accountable, how we act on the sideline when we're not in the game. I'm so excited to see this truly new look New York Jets team tonight, because when you get a player like Aaron Rodgers in the building, it changes everything. Not just the players, but the coaches, the freaking training staff, the freaking people walking around selling beer at the stadium. Everybody, man. I mean, the fact that this guy is here and he's our quarterback, it changes the game on an organizational level. I'm excited to see that firsthand tonight, man. How is the stadium going to feel with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback? Are we going to get to the gate and is the woman going to be like, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. Welcome to 2023 Jets season. It really does affect everybody from the top down, man. So I'm so excited to gauge what the vibes at the stadium are going to be like later, man. Oh man. Can't believe it's finally here.
I know. I mean, it's finally here. We finally get to feel the energy from the crowd. Ray Wallace, I'm late, but salute Jets Media. What's good, Richie and Jack? Let's go. 36-14. Can you imagine? Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm not expecting this. Can you imagine the Jets just rout the Bills? I mean, what the heck would be the vibe then? It
would be the greatest vibe of all time, especially after the absolute opposite happened to the Giants last night. And I hate to keep mentioning the Giants, but how can you not compare the two, man? I mean, the Giants had their own home primetime game last night. We have our own home primetime game tonight. One team absolutely stunk it up, and it's on us to, hold it down for New York City football and, bring a W home tonight to MetLife Stadium, to Jet Life Stadium, I should say. But, yeah, man, it's going to be an absolutely crazy environment. Dave the Dude said it'll be a one-score game. I could agree, man. I think, while I'm completely on board with the Jets destroying the Bills, this division goes through the Buffalo Bills, at least for the last 3 years. And until they're dethroned, they are the AFC East champs. So it's going to be a battle. Obviously, we know we can beat them. We did beat them last year without good quarterback play. In theory, now that Aaron Rodgers is the guy, taking snaps, we should, maybe beat them easily. I don't know. Is that a crazy thing to say? I feel like this roster was constructed to beat the Buffalo Bills. Going back to, videos of them talking about drafting Jermaine Johnson. And I forget which particular member of the staff it was, but saying, we're in a division with Josh Allen. This is the type of player that can get after Josh Allen, bring him to the ground. This roster was constructed with, beating a team like Buffalo in mind. So let's see it, man. Let's see it all come to fruition tonight. It's a huge test for all the players, for the coaches. for everybody, man. How are we, the fans, going to react to freaking Aaron Rodgers jogging out there? Let me raise that volume a little bit. Jets, Jets, baby. That is going to be something special during that first chant. I can't imagine that during the opening kickoff, man. Back at the stadium, man. There's nothing like it, and I can't believe it's today after the craziest offseason of build-up. Because let's not forget, Brett Favre got here in, August.
Yeah.
So, the fact that we've known this is happening since the spring, the build-up has been absolutely insane. It's been the most fun time of my life as a Jets fan. And it all goes down tonight, ladies and gents. It all goes down tonight. Oh, my gosh.
Jets.
Jets.
It all comes down to tonight, man. And Aaron Rodgers has a Jets debut. And I think people need to realize the last 2 seasons, Aaron Rodgers has had stinkers in his debut. Not debut, but in the opener, week 1. And I think that it tells you a lot that he was really all in from the start this season, where the Jets get him in the building. He's at OTAs. He's engaged during OTAs. He is with the Jets throughout the entire training camp. He plays in a preseason game for the first time in 7 years or something like that. So I think that the Jets are really trying, and Aaron Rodgers in particular understands that he gets off the slow starts and he wants to get things going. But I don't also want to say, if Rodgers does struggle tonight, I don't want people to start quick. Like, there's a chance, Jack, that Rodgers struggles tonight and the Jets still win. Like,
oh, absolutely.
And I think that it's going to be overreaction Tuesday tomorrow, no matter what happens. If we
100%.
lose, it's the end of the world. If we
course.
win, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But I just really invite Jets fans to not get too, caught up in the moment of either way, right? If we win, big time W, we are on the right track to go to the promised land of this division, like we've been wanting to all season long. But if we lose this game, man, it really comes down to how we lose the game first. But, I don't think that, Tom Brady's first game with the Buccaneers was a disaster. Everyone called him washed up after that game, and then the Buccaneers and the offense started clicking in the midway through the season, and they go on to win the Super Bowl. So I know that the narrative is going to be, if Rodgers struggles, he's done. But no matter what happens tonight, if he struggles or not, I still got optimism that Rodgers and his offense will start clicking throughout the season progressing.
I mean, there's a ton of people that got off to slow starts yesterday. I mean, a prime example that I think, and obviously they're facing, a bad organization with the Houston Texans, but the Baltimore Ravens won 25-9 yesterday. And if you look at Lamar Jackson's stats, and if you have him in fantasy, you know what I'm talking about. Lamar Jackson did not have an impressive day, in terms of really doing anything yesterday. In terms of running the football or throwing the football, Lamar Jackson got off to a very slow start, it looks like, in 2023. And the Ravens dominated that game and won by multiple scores. So, when you're a good overall roster like the Ravens or like the New York Jets, guys, all we said last year, if the Jets just had mediocre, average quarterback play, we could win 4 more games and we would have been in the playoffs. Well, now Aaron Rodgers has come to town, man. And it doesn't matter whether he's the oldest active player in the NFL or not. He's a great quarterback. He's, one of the best passers of the football that the game has ever seen. It brings it elevates everybody. And now the potential for the offense is through the roof. And while it's not the, complete end of the world, clearly, as I just gave the Ravens example, if Rodgers, doesn't absolutely go off tonight, and he typically does get off to, slow starts, historically, this roster is constructed where, we have so many different ways we can beat you, man. If Rodgers doesn't throw a single pass tonight, we can beat you with our ground game. Obviously, that's not going to happen. We can beat you by playing defense. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, if we start to take the ball away on defense consistently, if we start to get consistent takeaways, we can beat you with our defense and with Greg the Leg, dude. Aaron Rodgers does not have to have an MVP
look at his defense,
season
Jack.
Or game. I mean, look at it, man. It's right there. In order for us to win this game, there's multiple ways that this Jets roster can beat a team like the Buffalo Bills. And if the Bills are one of the best teams in the league, which they are, we should be in for a fun year. That's all I'll say.
My man James comes in with the super chat. James, you did not have to do that. Let's get this stream to 200 likes. Sorry to break it to you, James, but we're way over 200 likes right now, my friend. James, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. I think he meant 300, guys. James meant 300 likes.
James meant over 300.
And shout out to my man James, because James is a great friend of mine that helped me set up everything that you see behind the scenes. The Jets media sign, my man James helped me put up on the wall. He helped design everything. He's really good at this types of things. So shout out to my man James. Appreciate you helping out Jets media in the way that you do, my friend. So everybody give my man James in the chat some shout outs, because he's the man. Even though that he can't read the like button, the numbers next to the like button. But that's okay, James, because you get another round of applause.
Love you, J.O.B.
That one's for hanging up the Jets media sign with me.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you big time, baby.
Did a great job with that, by the way, brother. Great job.
You did do a great job with that.
I didn't know what the hell I was looking at when I tried to do that. But J.O.B.'s handy.
All right, so we have the special guest ready to come on the building, baby. Hopefully there's no technical difficulties this time. Shout out to my man Rico from Buffalo Fanatics, baby. Rico!
What's good, baby? What's happening, boys?
How you doing,
up,
Rico? Welcome to the show, dude.
Listen, I appreciate y'all, man. You guys are up early for this, man.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
we up early. We usually run this show from 10 a.m. to 1 on Mondays, but we're doing 8 a.m. because we're headed to the stadium right after this.
Oh, that early?
That early, because we're doing the AFC's roundtable.
You're on a trip. Okay.
Oh, yeah, baby. I got to pick up TD, actually, from the airport. That's why.
What you picking TD up for? For what?
Yeah,
For what?
Unfortunately, he's happy over
right now.
today.
He had a good week one. He should be just chilling right now. He don't need to come off for this. He doesn't need that.
I know. It's true, Rico. It's true. But let's get straight into business, Rico. First of all, why don't you introduce yourself to the people, man? You do a great job covering the Buffalo Bills. I mean, your Buffalo Fanatics page on both Twitter, Instagram, YouTube is just like the top tier for Buffalo Bills news and content. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Appreciate it. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys even having me on. My man Rich is doing his big things. Listen, folks, this is your boy Rico from the Buffalo Fanatics. It's pretty much Buffalo Fanatics on all social media platforms. I've got my own show on YouTube. It's called the Rico Report, and we pretty much dive in on anything Bills news related. And obviously, I'm a big Bills fan, big Bills fan for a minute now, and it's exciting to. Let me just take a sip of my water real quick, because I'm a little parched. I don't know if you guys can see that on your screen. Maybe
does that say division champs?
I'm just saying. So sometimes you got to remind some folks what's good. You feel me? So I was a little parched there, so I had to, take a little wet the old whistle a little bit. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun, man. The AFC East is crazy, let alone the AFC. And it's exciting to be in a division where, holy crow, like from the jump, you don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, everything matters from week one, right? Like when the Bills were a little more, I guess, polished than the Dolphins and the Jets. I mean, you guys have obviously caught up and closed the gap heavily. We would easily go into thinking, okay, we got this, but how badly are we? How big is the margin going to be that we win this division? It's not like that anymore. It's not even close. It's like if Bills fans believe that we're just gonna walk through the AFC East, they got another thing coming, because the Jets have improved heavily, the Dolphins have improved heavily, and I'm not even sleeping on the Patriots. The Patriots really took it to the Eagles yesterday, and if just not for a couple breaks, things could have changed. So it's fun. I'm excited. It should be exciting. It's nerve-wracking at the same time, because it sucks to be. I got a little thirsty again. Sorry.
You have your Super Bowl champion mug. You have a Super Bowl champion mug handy, Rico?
Listen, if I can find that mug somewhere, it'd be up here. It'd be definitely up here. But
I do got this. I mean, I'm curious.
You might have to blow the dust off that thing. You got to blow the dust off that thing. It's been a minute.
It's half a century's worth of dust on there.
For real, right? But for the most part, man, like all jokes aside, it's the East is definitely crazy. I know people talk about the North being, and I think the North is one of the better divisions, if not the best division in the game. But the East is right knocking on that door to being one of the toughest and the best divisions in the game. So It's going to be exciting, man. So Buffalo Fanatics all over the place. Rico Report, YouTube, and Rico_BF_ on Twitter. Let's go.
Man.
Very nice, man. Well, Rico, we're very happy to have you here, brother. It's my first time ever getting to meet you, so nice to meet you.
Nice
Great
to meet you,
chatting with you on this beautiful game day.
Yes,
Hope you
what's your name,
enjoyed.
bro?
I'm Jack, by the way, man. Jack.
Jack. All right, Jack.
Nice to meet you, man. Hope
Nice to
you
meet you,
enjoyed your football Sunday yesterday without the stress of watching your own team play. That's always a nice treat.
It's always a bonus.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
Everybody's watching.
Yes,
the Monday night game.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, tonight we're under the biggest spotlight there is. So I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about your team coming into MetLife Stadium? The Jets have obviously improved on paper, but the Jets still have everything left to prove out there on the field. Although we did play each other pretty close last year. Obviously, we split in the season series. So what has changed between last year and going into this year in terms of how you think these two teams, the Jets and the Bills, match up together?
Well, the tide has definitely changed, and it started last year, man. When Zach Wilson was competitive enough in that first matchup against the Bills, and y'all took us down. You guys had a really, really solid game plan, a really good defensive game plan. So it was one of those situations where you're sitting here going, okay, game one, it didn't go as planned. Josh was held out of the end zone in the air. He had to put points on the board by running the ball. It's not sustainable. I mean, you can't keep doing that. The bread and butter of this offense is Josh airing it out. Josh doing what he does is number one, but the main focal point is putting the ball in the air and getting the end zone. And y'all stopped us from getting in the end zone. So that was like, okay, what's going on? Sauce Gardner, the addition of Sauce Gardner has changed your defense. Mosley has been great, obviously, but you needed something to solidify teams just not throwing all over the place. And then you bring in DJ Reed, and then you bring in Whitehead, and now you got legitimate defensive pieces. Then you've got Jermaine Johnson, which I love Jermaine Johnson. I mean, I'm raving about what your GM has done. This brother has, the last 2 years, he's put together a roster. Now, mind you, when you've got picks beyond picks, you got to hit. You got to hit on something. And this brother has hit. Joe Douglas is what is it? Joe Douglas has really hit. So at that point, it feels good. Now, how do I feel going into this game? Well, listen, we split last year, and we needed that second win badly, and we barely got by, but we won handedly, but it wasn't like a beat down. It was we knew that we needed to win, and we won that no problem. This year, I'm saying we split this season once again, but here's the deal. Bills fans are not happy with me. I think we lose this one. I think we lose this one.
Tonight?
Out of the split, we lose the first one. And then to me, it makes sense. Do I want to lose? Heck no. I don't like starting a season 0-1. I hate it. My biggest pet peeve, I just don't like it. But if we're going to split, I might as well give you guys the first one, since you guys, you know what I mean, it's going to be cute for you guys. You guys on Monday night. It's 9/11. It's in New Jersey. So, you mean, the momentum is on your side, and, Aaron Rodgers is there. All the cameras are going to be there. Big market. It's set up for you guys to have a dub, and maybe you guys would get it. Do I want that to happen? No, but I think that it's going to be a very close matchup, but you guys will pull it off in the end. That's just my feeling. I hope I'm wrong?
Rico predicts a Bills L tonight. Let's go. That's what we like to hear.
I do.
That's what we like to
I know,
hear.
man.
Now,
People
I
don't
want
wanna hear
to
that, but-
expand on that just a little bit. But before we do,
Talk about it.
we have a super chat from Mr. D. Round of applause and a JETS from our man Mr. D in the chat. Let's go.
Love it.
Get used to that chant, Rico. The neon Jets sign will pop with a darker background. Great job, Richie. Go Jets. Thank you so much, Mr. D. We appreciate it. Yeah, this is a work in progress back there, so hopefully it's going to get even better and better. So, Mr. D, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. So, Rico, listen, man. You just sung praise for these New York Jets in terms of what the GM has done, in terms of your confidence level heading into tonight's game.
Absolutely.
You're predicting a season split just like last year from these Bills and New York Jets matchups. Now, when it comes to the Jets going up against the Bills, just in terms of matchups, where do you think the Jets have the edge over the Bills, or where do you think the Bills have the edge over the Jets in terms of matchups?
That's a great question. We match up well. I mean, and it's a this game. It's about matchups, man, and where you can have the advantage. So honestly, it's going to be the trenches, honestly, and I think we may have an edge against your O line. Our D front against your O line. Your O line isn't terrible, but it isn't elite. It's not like we're shook of that D front, so that O line. So we will get after us. I think we might have the advantage on the defensive front against your O line, where we may lack. I mean, so ability to match up with you guys is I like your defensive front is just as potent. And
Yeah.
our O line, we've got some weaknesses, especially on the right tackle side. Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown has had his struggles. I mean, TJ Watt ate his lunch in preseason. So and Jermaine Johnson, I saw a little clip Jermaine Johnson put the other day. It was something like, I feel pain or I want pain or something like that. So my boy's ready to get after it. He's hungry. He's ready to get after it. And my worry is Jermaine Johnson against Spencer Brown. And that's the big worry. Now, I do have some confidence in the line because we brought in McGovern from the Dallas Cowboys, and we brought in rookie Osiris Torrance has won the job at right guard. So, and Mitch Morse is the old reliable, right? Mitch Morse is he's a vet guy, and we got Deion Dawkins, a Pro Bowler. So we have some guys on this line. We're above average, but that defensive front with Quinnen Williams, with Jermaine Johnson, Carl Lawson, all they listen. You guys got some dogs on that squad, so it's going to be the battle of the trenches. The Bills D front against the O line, as your Jets O line, and your Jets D front against our O line, and we're going to see who wins in the trenches. And that's the bottom line at the end of the day, man. It's about the trenches. Now, big battle that I'm waiting for, that the Jets failed to let it happen because I think they were a little shook, was letting Sauce Gardner go one-on-one with Stephon Diggs. They tried, they avoided that. They made him take Gabe Davis and take the easy route and double team my man Stephon Diggs. And Stephon Diggs was having a decent night, but not good enough. So I want Sauce Gardner to line right up against my guy Stephon Diggs and see what Sauce is about. You know what I'm saying? Are you barbecue sauce? You understand? Or are you that old sauce that we got to toss out? We're gonna find out what's really good.
That's what I want. That's what I want too, man. I'm right there with you. I was clamoring for that all last year against when the Jets faced the Minnesota Vikings last year as well. There it is, the sauce, baby.
This is his sauce. He's got his own sauce, Rico. It's not barbecue sauce. It's not that
You
sauce.
better bring it out because we're bringing chicken wings, man. So bring that sauce.
That's a nice collab.
Bring that sauce out, baby.
But yeah, Rico, I totally feel you, man. And I felt the same way last year when we were going against the Bills. Also, when we were going against Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings. I want Sauce to shadow the opposing team's best receiver wherever they go. I know DJ Reed is no slouch at all. DJ Reed has the ability to cover anyone in the NFL. I really do believe that. But then if you look at the tape last year, in that Vikings game in particular, there was a touchdown to Justin Jefferson where DJ Reed was just that far away. And Sauce is known for having that length, being a big stature guy for the cornerback position. So I think, I agree with you, man. I want to see what Sauce really has, and I want to see what Diggs really has as well. Going up against a player of Sauce's caliber for the entire game. As they say, iron sharpens iron. So I think by the end of this game, they'll probably both be leaving better than they came in.
Yeah, and Stephon Diggs, he freaking beat Sauce in a double move on the first play of the game. I remember last year over the top.
Of course I do.
And then he got shut down for the rest of the game.
Again. Give it to him again. Quit running away, Sauce. Bring your ass right here. Let's play.
I actually like Diggs at now you'll listen, I'm going off of history. Stephon Diggs, 6.5 receptions over under last year, 3 catches and 5 catches against the Jets. Do you think he gets over or under 6.5 catches, Stephon Diggs?
So here's the deal. He's gonna get over 6.5. He's gonna get over 6.5, and I'll tell you why he's gonna get over 6.5. There's a sense of motivation right now because there's a lot of clamoring right now. There's some disconnect between Josh and Stephon Diggs, and there's something to prove. And not only is there something to prove, it's on Monday Night Football. And the biggest X factor in this whole situation is last year you could do what you did last year: double team Stephon Diggs, Sauce Gardner on Gabe Davis, and I'll let the rest of the defense play up and do what they do. But the addition of Dalton Kincaid opens up the middle of that defense. So now you're going to have to respect, not only you're going to have to respect a very good tight end that is fluid. He's not your inline blocking tight end like your CJ or your Conklin or whatever. This boy can get out there. He can split out wide. So it's going to force mismatches. And if you know the Dable / and I say Dable because a lot of this offense derives from the Dable offense, but a Dable / Dorsey type of offense, receivers got to know every position. You're not just going to see Stephon Diggs on the wide side. He's going to go split. He's going to go into the slot. He'll go back out again, and everybody's interchangeable. So you guys are going to have to be accountable. So if you see we're 12 personnel and y'all think you can just go heavy, all of a sudden it's audible and Kincaid split out wide against Mosley or whoever, it's not good for Mosley. Now, we got to protect the quarterback. So all this is a moot point if we can't keep 17 clean.
Yeah, and
so
that's where it comes down to for me, Rico. I think the biggest reason why I have a lot of confidence in this game going up just in terms of matchups is just the way that our defense shut down Josh Allen. If you look at Josh Allen's season last year, his 2 worst games of the season was both against the New York Jets. And when Robert Saleh came here, he built this defense to shut down Josh Allen because he knew the only way we win the division is if we can get to Josh Allen because he's, you guys have been the division champs for the past 3 seasons. And a cool little story about the Jets that Jets fans know, we get a lot of behind the scenes looks of back, draft process stuff. And the Jets, when they were scouting Jermaine Johnson, one of the scouts said, the defensive line coach said, this is a guy that can help us contain Josh Allen when he escapes the pocket. And then they showed that clip. They drafted Jermaine. And then if you remember last year, Jermaine Johnson's rookie highlight was Jermaine was trying to get to Josh Allen on 3rd and short. Josh Allen tried to escape him and tried to pick up the first down with his legs. And Jermaine Johnson got his legs and sacked him. And that was like a cool moment where the Jets, a draft process, like this guy Jermaine will help us contain Josh Allen, and he did that and helped the Jets beat the Bills. So this defense was built to contain Josh. Now listen, Josh Allen, is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I'll give him the top 5 nod for sure. But where do you think Josh Allen needs to improve on in terms of, going up against this Jets defense? Because I think if I'm the Bills, I think that the Jets' weakness would be tight ends over the middle and running with Josh Allen, because if you try the perimeter too much with Sauce and DJ Reed, that's where he gets into trouble. And of course, the pass rush is going to get there. So what do you think Josh Allen needs to do in order to have a good game against this Jets defense where he struggled in both games last year?
It's Josh doing too much. That's just Josh. And Josh, he's your ultimate alpha athlete, right? He's your ultimate alpha athlete. Give it to me. I'll get the job done. It could be 3rd and 1 and it's a read option. The read option is there. Give it to the RB. But because Josh is him and he is that guy, he wants to put everything on him. We don't need that anymore. That's why we brought in a Damian Harris. That's why we brought in an improved O-line, right? That's why we got another tight end to kind of give you that a different look of offense. Instead of going 11 personnel or 13 personnel, we can go 12, right? So now defenses have to respect what we have. So the most important thing is we've got the offense we've officially given the type of offense that Dorsey's been wanting to run. He wanted to run this type of offense last year with the signing of O.J. Howard. So we're like, okay, we've got a versatile tight end in O.J. Howard. Okay, we're going to see a lot of 12 personnel. It's going to be great. He got cut. So we're like, okay, so, audible. We might have to change things a little bit, but I think he's finally got the offense that he really wants to run and change things up, and we'll see that. But for Josh to be successful, he can't do the hero ball Josh Allen. What they call him, sugar high Josh Allen, where when he gets flustered, he's like, screw it. I'm going back to college ball where I'm just winging it. We can't wing it. We got to stay within the confines of the offense and do it. But it takes protection. It takes staying within the offense and trusting that your guys will get the job done. And that's what it is. It comes down to a lot of trust. A lot of times we had Isaiah McKenzie on the squad, and I love Isaiah McKenzie. We've had him on my show multiple times. Good dude, but there was a lack of trust. There was some times where he wouldn't even look Isaiah McKenzie's way, right? He wouldn't even look whoever, whoever wasn't giving him what he needed. So it's a big trust factor this year. And I hope that's what he gets. Like Khalil Shakir, rookie last year, inconsistent. He'd give you a great catch one day and one play and then drop an easy one the next. So it's kind of hard to go back to that. So I'm hoping that this year he continues to trust his guys and doesn't do this hero ball. And one of your Jets, I was on a Spaces on Twitter, and one guy, and I chuckled to myself. He says, we need to keep Josh in the pocket and make him beat us with his arm. I said, what? You want him to he will beat you with his arm. That's the thing. And he's such a dual threat that if he's not beating you with his arm and you guys play back, he's hurting you. He's gonna take the yardage you give him. So to beat Josh Allen, y'all got to stay disciplined. And Josh has to stay within the offense and not get too much. But Josh is Josh. He's going Josh. If he doesn't like what he sees, he's breaking out the pocket. And this is where things get dangerous, because now you're like, okay, where's number 17? 17 is 35 yards down the field. So it's tricky, because those very things can lose you 15 yards at the same time. It's tricky. But he can't be Josh Allen, sugar high Josh Allen, and just going wild. He just can't. He's got to chill.
Yeah, that's some good points you made there, man. I kind of agree. When I watch Josh Allen play, the talent is undeniable. And then, you said, kind of he can sometimes get into that kind of, college ball, hero ball territory, where it feels like, he's trying to do everything himself. And, you would know better than me in terms of, like you spoke about, the trust that he has in his guys.
Right.
One thing that I notice, and I know, he's a huge, he's a physical beast in terms of, your typical quarterback. He's obviously much larger than your typical quarterback, but the amount that he puts his body at risk and is willing to take these big hits, while it's amazing from a teammate perspective. Obviously, you want your quarterback, your team leader, to be willing to put it all out there. But I think that in terms of longevity, as he continues to get older now, and I'm not calling him an old man by any means, because he's not that. But
right.
The Ravens are trying to focus on Lamar Jackson becoming more of a pass first guy. And while Josh Allen certainly is that pass first quarterback, I think something. If I was a Bills fan, I would want Josh Allen to start thinking a little bit less about using his legs as that first go-to option, and hanging in the pocket, using his arm, because like you said, I don't think when we say make Josh Allen beat us with his arm, he can do that just fine. Like he will do that. That's not an issue for him. So I think, it's going to be up to this Jets defensive front to, keep him on his toes, keep him off balance, and hopefully get to him a couple times, bring him to the ground, maybe force him to make a couple mistakes, maybe turn the ball over. That's what we need from a Jets fan perspective. But Rico, I wanted to ask you about the Bills. Give me a player or two players, however many you want. Give me somebody on the Bills that's maybe flying under the radar right now a little bit that you think is about to show out and put his name on the map this year.
So I've been very critical of this player, and I got a couple I'm gonna bring your way, but I've been very critical of this player right from jump. And Bills fans have been on my tail, because like, no, you're not giving him a chance. He's really amazing. You will see. It's James Cook. And rookie James Cook from last year, very limited touches, had 500 yards rushing. Yeah. And my problem was, I felt that here's the deal. I wanted Breece Hall very badly.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted Breece Hall so bad.
You should have seen his reaction when the Jets drafted Breece. It's hilarious.
I was legitimately upset when we passed on him. We had the opportunity to grab Breece Hall in the first round, and we let him drop to you guys. We took Kyer Elam instead. And you already know what's happening with Kyrie Elam right now. And so with Breece Hall falling to y'all, it just irked me. And then obviously we knew we wanted a running back because the transition was happening. I knew we weren't going to sign Devin Singletary anymore. The running back room was going to change. The Zach Moss being traded, so there was a whole bunch of things happening, right? So that being said, James Cook could really come into his own. I've seen a lot of good things this offseason, especially in preseason. He was great pass protection. He was actually getting in there. He was initiating the contact instead of the contact coming to him. So that really stood out to me. That tells me he's going to stay on the field a lot longer. And not only that, great in the pass game. He's great route runner, and he's so smooth. He's fluid. He's smooth. He's a one-cut type guy and go. A little smaller in stature in terms of frame. He's not his brother. But that's
where's
one
his
guy
brother at?
Well, listen, it won't matter if the one cook outshines the other. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to. That's how it's gonna happen. That's
Big brother gonna let the little brother know what to do tonight on the ground. Rico, you know it.
I love it. You know what? Little brother's always trying to outdo the big brother. So this is what's gonna be so fun,
That's
right?
true. No, that's true.
James Cook is one that I want you guys to pay attention to. Obviously, Dalton Kincaid, Weapon X, and we don't know how much he's going to be used. You know, the stigma of rookie tight ends, they're not normally utilized. But you know what? If you go back and look at the Detroit Lions, Sam Laporta was active. He was getting busy, right? So absolutely. I'm not with that. And you will see a lot of Kincaid. Defensive side of the ball, I think Teron Johnson is a name that not a lot of fans know who he is. He's our nickel back, but he hits like a ton of bricks, man. So if you feel that you can just come in and they're in nickel, man, we're gonna run down the throat. Be careful, because not only is he solid in coverage, but he's not afraid to put his nose in the dirt and get in there. So Teron Johnson is definitely one that I want you to pay attention to. And last but not least, Christian Benford. You might not know who Christian Benford is. We drafted him in the 6th round a couple years back. Actually, same year we drafted Kaiir Elam. And Kaiir Elam, as you know, was our 1st-round draft pick. And Kaiir Elam now has been relegated to cornerback 4, right? We've got Trey White. We've got Dane Jackson, which was a 7th-round pick out of Pitt. And then now we've got Christian Benford that has won the cornerback 2 spot. Now, there will be a lot of, some rotational pieces going on in there, but he's won the cornerback 2 spot. So listen for the name of Christian Benford. But for the most part, for the rest of the guys, you already know who they are. You'll see who they are.
And speaking of the guys we already know about, and this is the last question for you, Rico. Then I'll let you go because I know you probably have a busy day for game day yourself on Buffalo.
Sure. I got a few questions for y'all, so I gotta get some goods from you guys too. So go ahead.
So quick. This is a quick one. You don't have to go too in depth, but the one matchup I'm looking forward to the most is Garrett Wilson versus Trey White. I think that Garrett Wilson has a lot of hype right now, and I think that a lot of people are expecting, honestly, to be honest with you, Devontae Adams level numbers in this offense, because Aaron Rodgers is giving him that treatment. Last year, Garrett Wilson, I think, got the better of Trey White, and I know he was coming off that ACL last year. So
correct.
Is Trey White the same player this season, week 1? Like, is he still that prime all-pro type of player? Or do you think he's going to be a serviceable guy that's going to make enough plays for that back end of the defense?
So Trey White was definitely not he was a shell of himself last year. So if you thought that what you saw last year was Trey White, that wasn't Trey White. That was recovery Trey White. Trey White has officially had a whole offseason, a healthy offseason, and he's motivated. He's more motivated than ever. He's got his boys back. Micah Hyde is back. Jordan Poyer's back. We got a few new faces on the squad. For the most part, Trey White, he's going to have a tall task on his hands. Wilson is no joke. He's the real deal. Wilson can play. But I think that it's going to be a great matchup. And if we can isolate and take Wilson out of it, or limit him, because you can't really take him out. When you're a baller, you're a baller. But if you can limit him and now make Aaron Rodgers go after Randall Cobb, you know what I'm saying? Or make him go after Alan Lazard if he can get separation. We'll see. It'll be an interesting game. It's a matter of matchups and a matter of scheming. You got to scheme it, man. McDermott is a defensive guru. So is Robert Saleh. And it's interesting. It's going to be fun. But Garrett Wilson is no joke. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. It's not gonna be a high scoring game. I'll tell you that much. I mean, you saw the NFL this week. Other than a couple games that got out of hand, a lot of these games were very close, and I expect the same thing with this Bills and Jets matchup. Looking forward to it. But I have a few questions for y'all.
Let's hear it, Rico.
Right? So
let's hear it, man.
I'm looking at your team. You guys have definitely, you know what I'm saying, added some crucial pieces that'll make you, you know what I'm saying, be very competitive in this AFC East. Do you feel that the Jets are building this team to the point where, like, we're not even looking at the Bills right now? Are you confident enough that you guys we know we're going to take the Bills down, we're going to sweep them, and we're looking forward to other teams? Or are you guys? I don't want to use the word shook because I don't want to use that, but are you guys on a stance of one game at a time, man? Like this team is still damn good, or are you confident that we got this? I'm curious as to what the Jets fans feel. You guys are unbiased content creators. You got to be, as a content creator. You can't be a homer all day. You guys got to keep it a buck. So how you guys feel about it?
You want to take this one, Rich?
You got it.
Yeah, man. I think any Jets fan out there that is saying we got the Bills, we got easy trip to the playoffs. I don't know if those people exist, man, because all we've known for, the majority of most of our fan life as fans is disappointment and misery, to be quite frank. So, you can't take anything for granted when you're a Jets fan. So while this offseason has absolutely been the most exciting of our lives by far, absolutely nothing is handed to you in the NFL. We saw what happened to the Giants last night, absolutely getting destroyed in what everybody expected to be a close, division game like they expect tonight to be. So, Like I said, absolutely nothing is taken for granted. I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills, and then I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys, and then I'm looking at the New England Patriots, and then I'm looking at the Chiefs. Got to take it 1 week at a time. Nothing is handed.
Weeks, man.
It's tough, man. And then we got the Broncos and the Eagles, and then the bye. So that's our first 6 games are freaking tough, man. So you absolutely got to take it 1 game at a time. Nothing could be taken for granted, especially when you're dealing with that kind of schedule to start the year,
That reminds me very much of last year's Bills. First 6 weeks was a gauntlet of first 6 weeks. And we came out in there looking pretty good until some injuries happened. So, Richard, what about you, man? How you feel?
Yeah, well, first I want to give a shout out to Tommy D, the super chat. He says, "Good job, Rico. Talk football, not smack." So you get some love in the chat from Tommy D. So thank you, Tommy D, for showing Rico some love.
No doubt.
Now, Rico, to be honest with you, I'm trying to catch myself here. And I'm like internally so confident of winning tonight, and it's scaring me. I look at the Buffalo Bills, and I'm just being straight up honest with you. This is just how I feel, and I could be completely wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it. But, like, I look at the Buffalo Bills, and I'm just basing this off of how we looked against you guys in both games last year. And that's where this confidence comes from, really. And just seeing – because I remember going into that first game, like, on my channel, hyping up Josh Allen, like, oh, my God, it's, like, one of the best quarterbacks. Like, we got to contain him. He's going to pick us apart. Like, our defense is great. This is the biggest test of the season. And then he went out there and did what he did. And I was after that game like, damn, Josh Allen stinks against the Jets defense, like that was my instinct. I was like, okay, the Jets defense got his number. And then that second game in Buffalo, you guys beat us, but Josh Allen still struggled. So after that game, I'm like, wow, this Jets defense got Josh Allen. So when I look at this Jets team and how we match up against you guys, I have so much confidence in beating the Bills, and not by dominant factor, but by the same way we did last year, by running the football, a hard-nosed defensive battle, low scoring, and coming out on top with the victory. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it's guaranteed the Jets are winning the division. We are the team, but I have this internal, just like, I don't have to convince myself of this confidence. It's kind of just there instinctually. And it's also scary for me, Rico, because I've never felt like this in my life. Usually it's like, yeah, we'll beat the Bills. That little like, we could beat the Bills, hopefully. I have this weird confidence where it's like, I think this Jets team matches up against this Bills and then some. Like, I look at the roster, and you can only be so good on paper, but you got to put the product on the football field. So it's definitely taking a week at a time, but I honestly look at these Bills, Rico, and no disrespect, but I think that they're a team that, and after seeing what the Bills did, the Dolphins did yesterday, I predicted this before on the roundtable, and I'll say it to your face.
Yep.
That mug is going to be a little outdated after this year. I think this is the end of the Buffalo Bills' tenure of winning the AFC East consecutive seasons.
Listen, I like the confidence, as you should. In as a Bills fan, I know this year right now is going to be. If we think we're going to walk through the East like it's nothing, we got nothing coming, because this AFC East is
loaded.
It's like the Patriots, man. The Patriots were dominating for years upon years, and every year we try to build our team to go up against the Patriots and try to knock them off. The Dolphins, for some reason, always matched up extremely well with the Patriots, right? You guys had some games as well. The Bills had 1 or 2 out of 20 years. I mean, it was just a beatdown every time. So it's expected, and I love that you guys have that confidence, because as you should, right? Because you got to take the top dog down, and right now the top dog in the East are the Bills. And the Bills know it, and we are the prey. And right now, and we're being hunted right now. That's exactly what it is. When you're top dog, you're being hunted, and you got to be on your P's and Q's. That's why I respect the Patriots so damn much, because every year they're again just hunted, and they stayed on top. So appreciate y'all for having me, because I wanted to hear that. I needed to hear that. I needed that for me, so I can tell Bills fans, yo, they are confident, because I can guarantee, Richie, you are not the only Jets fan that feels really good. And That's why,
It's scary though.
although I feel the Jets will take this game, but nothing would make me happier that the Bills come in with a chip on their shoulder, knowing that it's at home and all the hype is Aaron Rodgers and Hard Knocks and Robert Saleh and all that stuff. And we come in and just calm down and just come with a stampede. But I can't wait for this game.
God,
I can't
Rico.
wait. It's gonna be fun. It's
Rico,
gonna be fun.
thank you so much for joining the show, man. You're a great guest. Like, this is the second episode of our podcast that we just launched with Jack. So you're
good for y'all, man. This is great.
Yeah,
good
man.
for you guys, man.
We're in a new studio, and Jack is the co-host, and we got every Monday. So I wanted to get you on the show for the game day. Sorry I couldn't make your show Friday night, but definitely would love to hop onto your show next time we verse each other, whatever week that is. So, Rico, thank you so much for joining in, and good luck to your Bills
Good chemistry, by the way. You guys got good chemistry together. It's good stuff.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. It was a pleasure meeting you, man. Pleasure talking ball with you, and I hope to see you again soon, man. Good luck to your Bills tonight, baby.
Go Bills, baby.
Everyone go show Rico some love on his channel, baby. We show Bills Mafia love.
Man.
Peace out,
Yes,
Rico.
Sir.
See you, bud.
That's Rico from Buffalo Fanatics, man. What a guy, man. He makes you respect the Bills even more, man.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely have Rico back for the next Bills episode. That's for sure.
That is for sure. But guess what time it is? It's the call-in show, baby. It's the call-in show time.
Call-in time.
Who wants to call in and talk with Jack and I in this last 20 minutes that we got?
Yeah, we got about 20 minutes left, guys. So come in, ask a quick question or give a quick take, and then me and Richie will give a quick response to it, and then we'll get the next guy in. We got limited time left in the podcast today, so we're gonna try. We're gonna get to everybody that wants to call in. Just make sure you come in with a nice something to say. And let's keep the ball rolling, guys, and enjoy this last 20 minutes of the Jets Media Podcast, Episode 2, Game Day Edition.
Game Day. Let's get it. So, folks, click that link that's pinned at the top of the chat, and you will get access to join in and be a caller. So, we have 20 minutes remaining of the live show. So, folks, if you did not already, please consider hitting that like button. Please, the goal is to get 300 likes by the end. That would be unreal. Unfreaking real. We will see. We will see. Richie, good for you for finding a lucid Buffalo fan. Yeah, Rico's the man, bro. I had to get Rico on. I know you guys would enjoy him.
Yeah, he was good, man. I've never gotten to hang with Rico before. He's good.
Yeah, he's the
good
man.
Dude.
All right, we got the first caller tuning in. We got Abe back. What's good, Abe? Can you hear us?
What's good? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
What up, Abe?
What's good? Yeah, my bad. I'm not showing off my face right now. I just woke up. I'm about to go to the gym, hit a quick little chest day before the game.
There we go.
Got a quiz in class, and then just be waiting for the game. But I can't wait. I'm having some people over. It's about to be a good time.
Good for you, man.
I just want to say, I cannot wait to hear the excuses. Like, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be evenly matched. Like some of those annoying ass Bills fans in the chat, they'd be like, yo, Jets fans is delusional, mad, disrespectful, whatever. Like, all right, I mean, listen, every fan base, got their trolls, got their homers, whatever. Personally, I think it's gonna be a good game. I hope for some fireworks, but I think, like we've all been saying, it's gonna be a very evenly matched game. But I just think, like, not only the Homer Bills fans, but also, fans of other teams, like people that have just been like, the Jets are being shoved down our throats all off season, blah blah blah. Like, I guarantee you, it's gonna be if the Bills win, it's gonna be Jets are overhyped, all this for nothing. Like, this is their season, blah blah blah. But if we win, it's gonna be, oh, nah, it's week one. Like, it don't matter. Like come on, week one is a lie. Like, shit, but Jets fans are getting hyped up for nothing. Like, listen, one thing. Like, I just want to say, like, I respect the Lions. And I think the Lions are awesome. But I just I don't know, it kind of gets me a little tight. The Lions get all this love and what do we get? Like, everybody just sits on us. Like people don't want us to be good. They don't want to see us winning. But hey,
I feel
it
you.
is what it is.
We've been dealing with that for a long time, man. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. You know that, Abe.
Yeah, bro. I'm ready for a good ass game today. Like, may the best team win. I'm confident, but let's see, because hey, the Bills have a good team too.
Hell yeah, I'm right there with you.
Wait,
we aligned.
Richie, just one more question. What time is the round table going live? I got some words for that Dan Mitchell.
5:30. is the Roundtable Live. So, folks, we're going to be live from the tailgate at MetLife Stadium with the whole production team, rather, at the tailgate. So make sure you guys tune in. AFC's Roundtable YouTube channel, 5:30 p.m.
Be there.
Abe, we appreciate the caller, brother.
Appreciate you, Abe. Enjoy the game,
Appreciate you guys. Love talking to you guys. I'll catch you later.
Likewise, bro. Peace.
Right back at you, bro. All right. There's Abe. Thank you, Abe. We appreciate the caller. All right. Next up, we got James tuning in.
There he is.
What up, James?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Game day.
Easy. Listen, game day. I'm going to be there 6:30. Where's the tailgate at? Because I'm going to the Winters Brothers tailgate, but I want to pop over there too.
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
It's at Gotham City Crew. It's lot J3.
Lot J3. All right,
Yes,
I'll
sir.
be there at 6:30.
J3,
But
baby.
listen, we eating tonight. Tonight. You already know what time it is. I got nothing else to say. Let's get the place fucking rocking, and let's go. That's it. Dunzo. I'll see you boys tonight.
James, let's go. That's the energy we freaking needed, baby. Let's go.
That is before we let's pause for a sec before we get Gerard in here, because that is I mean, a great first two calls there. James, I mean, come on, man. That is the energy we need. We're eating tonight. I'm not saying anything else. Let's go. Let's get the dub. Where's the tailgate at? All right, I'll see you at 6:30. We're eating tonight. I love it, man. That is a New York, New Jersey call right there. I love that. I love that.
That was a WFAN call right
James,
there.
we appreciate the vibes, man. We'll see you later. And Abe as well. Great call. Great two first calls. And now we're going to get into caller number 3, which is Gerard. There he is. What's up, Gerard?
Not bad. Looking forward to tonight. It's a call across the pond rather than.
Let's go, Gerard. It's great to meet you, man. How you doing?
Not bad. I won't say much about our matchup this week in the fantasy.
Yeah, we're versing in fantasy.
My AI selected team has done well. But I just want to say, excited to find out how things are going to go this season. I think there's been some really smart moves over the last couple of years, and it seems it's building up to this point. I suppose one of the things I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on is this tonight the night to go out with a bang, hitting early, or does it feel way into the game, get a footing and then take control as the game progresses, or do you think it's just going with some big plays early and sort of keep the headlines rolling?
That's a great question, man. I think it's tough to answer. I think, historically, if you look at the way Rodgers plays in week 1, he does tend to get off to a little slower start. We have an incredible running back room that we should be, using at our disposal. So it can really go either way. When you look at how the rest of the week went down in the NFL, sloppy play, slow starts, stuff like that was kind of an overarching theme. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of that tonight, maybe not. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's maybe something to let you and the guys on a defensive line make the big plays first.
Yeah. Oh,
take
man.
the pressure off the offense.
Absolutely.
And then they can
Sign me up for that,
the
dude.
other way in. Yeah.
Sign me up for some early Josh Allen sacks for sure.
Strip
Yeah,
sacks.
that'd be great.
Yeah, man. Sign me up
Get
for
that
that.
ball on the turf.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah,
Man.
we'll enjoy it tonight, guys.
Hey,
Thank you
thank
so
you so
much.
much, man.
We appreciate
See
the
you later.
support
Bye.
from the UK, my man.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Gerard. Thanks so much, buddy.
All right. Oh, this next caller is a good one. We got a Bills fan coming on the show. He's a regular on the AFC's Roundtable. He's a great Patreon member. He's about to bring the heat. I already know what's coming from my man, Andy. Andy!
What's going
What's up,
on?
man? I think you're muted, Andy.
We can't hear you, Andy. Can you check that out? We can't hear you, Andy.
Still nothing, Andy.
Hello?
Wait.
Hello?
Hold on.
Hello?
Let me see.
Hello? I'm not muted on my end.
I got you.
Okay,
I hear
there
you
we
now.
go.
There you go. We
There
got
we
you.
go. All right, Andy,
Love
give
the
it to us.
confidence. I cannot wait till Wednesday when all this confidence is drained from you, Richie.
Oh, we'll see, man. Listen, you know me, Andy. It's been 3 years of me no confidence, and now I'm sipping the confidence juice right now, and I'm just gonna keep doing it until they prove me wrong. If they do.
If they do.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I say, it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be close. I know I've been seeing a lot of Jets fans saying you're going to put up 40.
I don't see that happening.
I wouldn't put my money on that. And anybody who really thinks that, I dare them to put money on it and show proof in some sort of site.
No, I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think there's, maybe one or two delusional guys, but I don't think that's the consensus amongst Jets fans.
I mean, what if
we'll see. We'll see. Who knows?
No, I don't think so. But
I
Andy,
got the Bills winning 24-21.
Okay, 24-21. That goes down to the last wire. Is that a game-winning field goal? Is that a game-winning touchdown?
Yeah, I think it's a game-winning field goal.
Stop?
I think it's game-winning field goal. Josh gets the ball last, goes down the field.
So envisioning
remember, Dalton Kincaid's gonna make it miserable today.
All
right, well, we'll wait and find out.
Next, Travis Kelce.
So you're predicting a Bills victory, but you are showing some respect to the Jets.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form should this be a blowout. If it is, somebody got hurt. We don't root for that, but something definitely went wrong. If it's a blowout in some way, shape, or form, something definitely went wrong.
Yeah, agreed. I think this should be a pretty even matchup between two good teams. I wish, I love talking with confidence about my Jets, but I wish we had a little more to show in terms of, actual games played. I know we won the offseason this year, and you always want to win the offseason. That's all well and good. But the unfortunate reality for Jets fans is that the Bills have, proved it out there on the field for the last 3 years by winning the AFC East. So the division certainly still goes through Buffalo, but I don't know. Like Rich said a couple moments ago, man, I think Rico's division champion cup might be a little bit outdated after this year, man. I mean, if it's
just
not
as
the Jets,
outdated as your Super Bowl banner,
touche, man.
If not more.
But if it's not the Jets, I mean, even Miami scared the hell out of us all yesterday. So. I mean, the AFC East is in a crazy spot.
Hold on, Jack. Why are we scared of Miami? Their defense puts no fear in me.
Not at all. But
their quarterback has to prove that he can stay healthy a full year. He had a couple good games last year.
But we can't speculate on injury.
He proves he's healthy.
Well, yeah, but we can't assume that he's not going to be available. We have to assume that he's going to be available, and we have to assume that he's going to play. At least, if he did at least half as good as he did yesterday, he's going to be dangerous all year long. So, I'm certainly no Dolphins fan. You can't write him off.
Any fear in me? They had no defensive pressure whatsoever.
Well, I think Andy, we can both agree that we hope you're right.
Yes.
We hope you're right that the defense is their demise, and hopefully yesterday was a fluke against a bad Chargers overrated defense, right? Well,
I mean,
Andy,
the Chargers have proved they're choke artists. So
they are.
That is true.
Well, may the best man win tonight, and I can't wait to see what's cooking, man. I'll see you Wednesday night regardless. And will you be tuning into the Roundtable show tonight at 5:30?
Of course.
All right. I'm actually leaving to pick up TD and Tyson from the airport right now. So stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you guys taking callers tonight?
No, we can't because it's live. We're going to be at the tailgate, so it's going to be hard to take callers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Want me to send a message to TD for you?
Tyson just said he landed.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that. All right. I actually got to go get the heck get over there.
Yeah.
So, Andy, we appreciate the call, my man, and I'll see you Wednesday night regardless of the result.
Have a good night, guys.
Peace out, bro.
Take care, brother.
All right, that was Andy. Let's freaking get it, Andy. So this was an eventful show, guys. Game day, man. It's happening. I can't believe it. Before our very eyes, it's happening, folks. The Jets play a football game tonight, guys. The Jets play a football game tonight. Are you kidding me? Can we get a Jack? I mean, what are we doing here, Jack? Final score prediction tonight. And chat right now. Score prediction right now. Chat. Score prediction chat. Right
I know a lot of people are thinking defensive game. I'm going Jets 30-27 in a shootout. Heard it here first, folks. 30-27, Jets victory.
Wow.
Greg the leg as the clock hits double zeros for the win.
Okay.
Come on, man. Sign me up.
Richie, record TD getting in the car. Oh, I will. Don't worry. I'm vlogging the whole thing. We're going to have a sick video of the whole recap of the day coming on the roundtable as well. Don't you guys worry. I like that prediction, Jack. I'm going to get you guys my prediction too. But I do have a video that I wanted to show you guys. If it'll just load.
Richie is the star of the show and the producer simultaneously. So how about a little round of applause for my man Richie here.
My man Jack.
For making it all happen.
My score prediction, I'm going to agree with Andy. But the other way around, 24-21, JTS. What up, Andy? I know you're still watching. Yeah, I stole your score prediction, but I have it the other way. You feel me? I have it the other way, baby.
I love it.
That's just how I feel, man. Am I wrong for that?
Not at all, man. Not at all.
I mean, guys, chat.
It's week one, man. We can, we don't know anything yet. There's the expectations are obviously through the roof after the offseason we just had. So let's get it, baby.
Dude, it's just the vibes amongst this fan base is through the roof. The Jets are going to go out there and prove to the world, with the whole world watching, that we are here. We are him. We are them. We are everywhere. We are dogs everywhere. CJ Mosley, dog. Quinn Williams, dog. Michael Clemens, dog. Sauce Gardner, dog. Come on now.
The Jets are them, for sure.
The Jets are them because there's a bunch of them. Now, I think that Jets fans need to, you know what? We're going to ride this confidence wave until proven otherwise. I think Jets fans don't let the confidence sliver.
No, absolutely not, man. I mean, this is our time now. We should be confident. We should take in every single minute of feeling like, a winning organization. This is what, fans of perennially good football teams feel like, and it's a great feeling to be a part of. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's a beautiful feeling.
I know. Now we just have to win for it to actually feel real.
It almost feels like this roster is so stacked. It's like, I don't know. I mean, because there's that, the Jets curse or whatever. But, I mean, if any roster is ever going to beat the curse, it's this one, right? I mean, the roster has never been this good in the history of the franchise.
Never.
I don't want to hear about Joe Namath or the sack exchange or they were about to win the Super Bowl, but then Vinny Testaverde tore his Achilles. No, this is the best the Jets roster has been in the history of the franchise, folks.
And we're going to have the best season
of the franchise.
And then we're going to have the best season in the history of the Jets franchise. How about that? How about that?
Sign me up, man. Sign me up. All I need is one, man. I don't need a 20-year Patriots dynasty, 6 Super Bowls, none of that.
That would be nice.
I need one. That would be nice. Don't get me wrong. I need one championship to not shut the hell up for the rest of my days on this earth.
100%, man.
Can you just give me one? Please.
Roger F. Prediction. Richie loses his mind when Jets blow out Bills and does a live alcohol fuels podcast from his car in tomorrow's podcast. Richie has no voice from screaming. Sign me up, Roger. That sounds awesome. Turbo Duran keeps asking me, am I going to the game? Yes, we're doing the AFC's Roundtable event, folks. We are going to be sitting next to Dan Mitchell, Jack, TD Finstalk, Master at work. I'm picking them up from the airport. We're going to be doing a live show from the tailgate on the AFC's Roundtable, folks. Come on now. This is it. Make sure you guys subscribe over to the AFC's Roundtable if you're not already. We're going to be live at 5:30 if you did not know by now, right? So please make sure you do that. But, folks, I did want to show you guys one last thing. Now, I mentioned Mojo, and these are my Mojo picks for tonight's game. And guys, it would mean a lot if anybody that lives in Florida, if you live in California, if you live in any of the states that's legal, it would mean a lot, folks, if you can simply scan the QR code or click the link at the top of the chat and download Mojo and use my promo code JETS and put $10 down to get $20 to play with. And you can use these picks or you can use your own picks, but it really, really would help out the channel, guys, more than you know, if you could simply download this app for your boy, make an account, use my code, all capitals, JETS. Now, this is what the app looks like. And just so you guys get an idea, because it is a new app. Now, this is what it looked like when I went out there and made my pick. So you basically go in, click on the AFC's Roundtable contest that's created for you guys. So we have our own Roundtable contest, $10 to enter. Now, when you enter this contest, you go out there and you make your pick. So I took Josh Allen, anytime touchdown scorer. I'm going to put, 125 Mojo dollars. And remember, that's fake money. You put $10 in, you get 500 fake dollars to play with. So we put 125 Mojo bucks on there, and that's going to be that. Now, we still got some wiggle room to play with. Now, let's look up Aaron Rodgers' stats and his odds for tonight. I'm taking his over 22.5 passing completions, another $125 on that. Now, this is really fun, guys, because, again, you're combining fantasy football and sportsbook in one freaking app. So that's what we did on that end. We took Aaron Rodgers. Now let's get into some Garrett Wilson. Now, I think Garrett Wilson is going to get over his 5.5 receptions personally. So I'm going to take him at 57 cents. I'm putting another 125 Mojo bucks on here. And remember, guys, I'm not putting actually $125 on. You put $10 to enter the Roundtable contests, and you get 500 Mojo dollars to play with. And then the final one is going to be a Diggs prop, because in this app, you have to bet at least 4 players from 2 different teams. So that's why we did Diggs and Josh Allen. I'm taking his under 6.5 receptions. So that's kind of how the app works, guys. So you can enter the AFC East Roundtable contest. And when you guys enter the contest, you have a chance to win a lot of freaking money. They are putting all of their eggs in the basket. So see, those are my picks. Your portfolio starts at 500, and if your portfolio goes above 500 and you finish in first place, Mojo is putting $1,000 real dollars in there for you guys to win. So they are putting a lot of their own money for you guys to potentially win. So guys, download the app and join the AFC East Roundtable contest, because you will be versing each other. You're not versing Mojo. You're not versing the sportsbook. You're not versing the app. You are versing each other in the app. So you guys can go up against me, go up against TD, go up against Jack, go up against everybody that's in the app. So guys, make sure you guys download the app, scan the QR code, or click the link. Make sure you join the AFC's Roundtable contest. It's a $10 entry fee. And when you put $10 in by using promo code JETS, you will get a 100% match, which will be $20 total. So it would mean a lot to me, guys. Again, these are my picks. If you want to do what my picks are, or you could do your own picks, of course. You don't have to do what I do, but it would really mean a lot, guys, if you could simply download this app and use my promo code JETS, because big things are happening on the channel, and things will only progress if you guys can help out with that end. So shout out to Mojo for, again, sponsoring JETS Media and the Jets Media Podcast. So
let's go, baby.
We have hit the 11-hour mark, guys. We have 2.5 minutes left live on the show. So last final words, everybody in the chat, let us know how you're feeling, your confidence level heading into this game, man. I mean, we spoke to you as much as we possibly could. It's God, man. It's happening, Jack.
It's here.
The game is approaching.
I mean, we'll be in another state within the next hour and a half, ready to watch this Jets team start the road to glory.
Dude.
And I've been waiting for my whole life. My father has basically been waiting for his whole life. Yeah, man. I mean, this is it. If not now, when, man? If not now, when? Seriously. I mean, this is it, guys. There's no, trying to sell yourself that Zach Wilson might be a good quarterback. There's no trying to sell yourself on Sam Darnold and all his nonsense. No. This is it.
This is it. This is it, folks.
It doesn't get bigger than this.
100%.
We're here.
Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to 300 likes before we wrap up the show. The Jets are back tonight at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time on Monday Night Football. If you're going to the game, make sure you're in the stands by 7:30 so we get the chants and the intros ready to freaking go. Guys,
going to the game, come look for Richie and I. Let's hang out. Let's take a pic. Let's freaking scream. Let's pour beer on our heads. Let's just get after it today, man. See you guys at the stadium. Make sure you tune into the AFC East Roundtable live event going down at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight on the AFC East Roundtable. That's going to be awesome. Thank you guys so much for checking out episode 2 of the Jets Media Podcast. We have a freaking Jets football game on tonight. Aaron Rodgers making his Jets debut. I don't even know. What is life, man? Richie, as always, thank you for having me as your co-host and for making all this beautiful stuff happen. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Guys, we're going to download this audio and put it right on the Apple Podcast, Spotify, everywhere you listen to your podcast. So it'll mean a lot if you guys can check us out over on audio form as we're trying to grow our podcast out there to the network. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like button if you did not already. JETS, 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 Jets. We are back in business tonight, baby. Let's freaking go.
Take care, everybody. Let's go Jets, baby.
Peace out, everybody. We are out. See ya at Met.